Alright, round one here. We got Torchwick on the right-hand side of the screen playing on a Sky Pirates Earth Wind deck. Yanis on the left side of the screen playing a deck he calls the Real Zonde. Obviously doing some fire, some lightning, some other colors in here as well. We've got Bosch with Earth. So we're going to see a bunch of stuff, probably free playing with Magisa and other things. Again, if you're watching on the stream, apologize if there's some dropped frames. We did not know the store did not have Wi-Fi till we got here, so we're tethering. If you'd like to check back later on YouTube, the recording will be better. Looks like Torchwick starts with color fixing already, getting out some Cat 12s on the field there, both wind and water, and being able to color fix a bit with the Philo. So wind and water on line there. Yanis discarding a Zack to play it back up and do a little digging. There goes a Lunith for part of the payment as well. So now we'll flip and take a peek. And we'll take the Zonde, which kind of makes sense for a deck called the Real Zonde. Oh, Torchwick's got to read. Obviously, we've got the Zack in there, cost 1. The Lunith in there, cost 2. We're already pumping, getting ready for Zonde. Back to Torchwick on Sky Pirates. Draw 2. We're going to dull both and play out, looks like the Class Moogle, producing wind and earth. So, a little bit of a gentleman's game on Torchwick's side. I would expect, taking a look at Yanis' deck list, knowing that it's a Magisa. We already saw the Zonde. We've seen some 1s and 2 costs go to the break zone. We're probably going to see a forward splash this turn. Start putting the aggression out there on Torchwick, because Torchwick's deck is one that wants to set up and splash. But I don't know if Yanis is going to give him the time right away to do that. Holding 4 cards in his right hand, taking it out of his hand. I mean, that looks like paying 8 for Zonde. The backup doesn't help in the payment there. It's going to cost you the cards. Here comes Zonde. We kind of figured that was coming. 8 CP and some more 1s and 2s in there. So now we've got a 3 forward splash, just as predicted. A little bit of a buff. Zack giving himself the buff, apparently.
Swing Zack, he'll give himself +2.
Squall swing. There it is, yeah. Alright, so we're already on 1 damage. A dark card, running the FFB Soul works well for him, but I kind of think right now you want to see that dark card go. So maybe that's not the worst thing to happen, is see the dark card go to the damage zone. He does have the Earth Wind Fran. He could start his own forward rush, but he's got an awful lot of backups in hand. He does have the Typhon. I don't know how much you want to bounce back right now with Typhon, though. You certainly don't want to give him give Yanis the opportunity to play the Zonde again. He still has the Lunith in the break zone and some other targets that I'm sure he can pay with next turn. That he would love to replay Zonde. It'd take him a couple of turns to get it back, but I think Yanis would be willing to wait, 2.5 turns to get that Zonde from the 5th position in the deck. Alright, so we got Philo dulling. Oh, maybe not. Rethinking things. I'm not down bad on free information when you do that. Alright, he gets his Fran out, gets his free play out. Vaughn. Now remember, he's going to get to do that not just on entry, but on attack too, if he can get that Fran to swing. Zonde is a little beefy, so even with the buff and the brave, I don't know if you're going to be swinging Fran in willy-nilly with that Zonde on the board. Not exactly. I mean, you don't want to give up the Fran, right? You want to keep getting insane value off of Fran. Just keep getting those plays. He doesn't have Ball Theory yet, so he doesn't have the 1,000 power and brave, but presumably will have it soon. Just a pass. Interesting. So if you need the info on so we take care of the Squall. Still got the Zack, so we can do some ping damage at the end of our turn, or required if we have the ability to discard. So I would expect that Yanis tries to play his hand all the way out, although it looks like he's going to get pinned now behind one card. Two-headed dragon, definitely going to help with the ping damage, though. So Zack's ping damage is going to be stacked on top, or I'm sorry, combined with damage from swing. So Fran is gone. Can we use Zack's trigger? Doesn't look like it. He wanted to get that Fran off the board. Looks like he's gonna break the backup and do a little digging. See what he gets. Megisa and Lebreu, or Lebrau if you prefer. I imagine he takes the Lebrau here, only because he knows he's gonna have to discard. Says it doesn't matter. Oh, because he's gonna play out anyway. That makes sense. All right. And now we've got a 3-forward board with a 2-headed dragon, 3 damage already on Torchwick and his Sky Pirates deck.
Oh yeah, you get a hand, yeah, you're taking hand.
Kind of a rough spot. Looks like Torchwick is just drawing backup after backup today. I mean, he just looks like he just top decked 2 more backups there. Still has the Typhon, but again, you don't really want to bounce anything into the deck, just to have him 2 turns later replay it. So we're going to be spending 6 playing the Cloud of Darkness. So Yanis is going to get to pick one. Vaughn is obviously going to stay on the Sky Pirate side. Yanis decides Zonde's definitely gone. So it's now a 50-50 shot. I feel like you get rid of the Zack, right? Yeah, you get rid of the Zack. Alright, so Torchwick not in a terrible spot. The 2-headed dragon makes things difficult. Being on 3 damage is difficult. He managed to hang on to 1 card in his hand. He's got 4 backups. He's color fixed basically for the wind and earth, which is the colors that he wants to use the most of, so careful. Just a draw 2 and a pass over on Yanis' side of the board that time. Kind of makes sense. He had an empty hand. He has no backups. He's got 1 forward that can't really swing. Luzaf. Now that could be interesting. And look at just more backups. Oh my god. Also looks like he has the Rickon. Is that who he's got in his hand there?
You want to see something really funny? Really bad. You want to see something?
Yeah, looks like Rickon. So it looks like he's going to go in, do a little damage. Got to be careful, X-Burst here. We've already seen an awful lot of fire. Gets out the 1-drop Alua. 1 less target for Zonde, I guess. With no backups, I don't know exactly how useful that Alua would be anyway. Main 2 play, gonna put out the Rickon. Makes sense.
I'll sleep him later.
Makes sense. Alright, so Yen has no backups in hand, but he is up to 4 cards again, which is dangerous for the deck he's playing. There we see the Hasty Zidane. Deals damage, is going to ping for 8k.
Move to attack this. Discard. Pay 2 for Adelard.
Popping the Adelard ability.
Well, during this turn, if my ability deals damage to
Pumping the damage.
all abilities I use from here to the end.
Pumping ability damage with Adelard. That's not yet, right?
4 times
So he gets the damage off of the 2-headed dragon, and then that's pumped by Adelard's ability. So he's nuking the blocker on swing, gonna try and do damage, and then take off the Vaughn. So takes the damage, but also responds. Responded to pump him, but I think he forgot about doubles the damage. So Torchwick gonna go to 5 now, and in a really dangerous spot. He basically needs a board clear here, but even at that point, the 2-headed dragon still, is gonna dodge board clears. So this is looking dire now for Torchwick. He just drew so many backups. I mean, he does have the Vaughn now on 6 damage. I mean, he could RNG it up and see what happens. He's still in a bad spot with the Adelard ability being something that could... Okay, so discard 2. That was all water. Dull for wind, dull for... When he's got to be... Yeah, there you go. Save it in case you get the Fran. And you need the Earth. Save that Moogle. So Vaughn on 6 is going to get double triggers here. There's the Fran. Now they still have to continue resolving Vaughn first. We're in the middle of Vaughn resolution, so he's gotta flip for the second forward before Fran gets the play. But it's not gonna matter. We know the only card in his hand is Luzaf. So unless he gets something out here that draws him a card, which looks like he could do. That is Elza, right? Yeah. Oh, he played Pinello. Play Pinello. I mean, the abilities are discounted on Pinello for number of Sky Pirates out. But now he's got no Fran play. So I think he's gonna stack Pinello on top of Fran to draw a card and hope he draws into a playable forward on Fran's ability here. So at the end of the day, yeah, Pinello was probably the right choice. It gets him the card draw. He's willing to give up the Luzaf to get it, I would imagine. Because it costs 2, and he's going to keep the backup coloring fixing. Yeah, makes sense. You got wind, earth, and water in backups. Oh, he did not draw a card. He got rid of the Zidane. Still has 2 CP, so he can use Pinello's ability on Yanis's turn, if need be. Yanis with, looks like 3 cards in hand? Yeah. Alright, so he's got to... Brynhilder targeting Pinello. He's got to respond with Pinello, right? It's just what does he want to do with it? He's really hoping to get the turn back and get Fran to swing. I mean, that's the move here. He's got to get his turn back and be able to play off of Fran. The Vaughn was a clutch draw after drawing a ton of backups forever.
Oh yeah, well, literally, it was actually like a very
Doop doop doo. some thinking here on Torchwick's side. I would imagine it's just what does he want the Pinello to do in response. It's going to leave Yanis with one card in hand. The dragon is still a problem. It's just he doesn't. Torchwick right now doesn't have a nice way to get it off the board.
I'm gonna stop you right there. This doesn't require me to discard. I just take 2 off the top of the board. So I can do this regardless of what you choose.
I think Torchwick was a little thought that the two-headed dragon was a 2-card discard, not a 2-card mill. So Yanis clarifying that for him. So using the Pinello ability. Making sure Fran survives this turn. Draws off the Brunhilde. Looks like he picked up an Efreet. And if you wonder why I'm talking a little bit softly, it's because the feature table isn't all that far away from me in this store. This is not the ideal store, at least right now, as far as stream setup goes. Our Monday night games is far, far better, but, you know, we make do. We make do. But I can see the meters, you can hear me, and that's all that matters. Alright, looks like Yanis is going to go to attack phase. Attack prep. There goes the 2 mill, so the two-headed dragon's online now as a forward. We got a 9K body. Pinging Vaughn with 4K on the swing. I mean, he has the block. He's at 6 damage, so he just gives up the Vaughn. Trying desperately to keep that Fran until next turn. Fran getting ready to take 8K, no ball Thier on board. That looks like it's gonna be game. No ball Thier on board, no 1K buff. Although he did use Pinello's ability, right? He did use. Wait.
No, drive was one of the ones that did the
Yeah.
You said science. Oh.
I mean, it wouldn't have mattered because I would have instead just discarded one of the cards to on the swing. What's his name?
Oh, abilities. Yeah, so he made Pinello. He used Pinello to make Fran not targetable by abilities, but the summon totally gets her. So good game. Yanis takes round 1 at the feature table. They're going to go report, and we will be back for round 2 in just a few minutes. All right, we're back for round 2 here. On the left of your screen is Devin on what he calls the Monarchy Enforcement Squad, so look for some night action here. And Creon on Seymour Lightning. Both players are 1-0. Getting ready to kick off round 2 here. Everybody ready? Hold. You got it. Getting ready to kick off round 2 here at Top Deck Cards and Games in Pittsburgh for Reunion Kit. Everybody good? Your time starts now. Good luck. 30 minutes for round 2 here. All right, looks like Creon has gone first, gets the unit down. Make those summons cheaper, baby. Let's get that down nice and early. Devin drawing 2 for turn. Discard a Laswell to play a Laswell. Fair enough. He's going to freeze that unit right off the bat and try and throw Creon off of his opening curve. Plenty of draw. We see the Creon's got the Sildra, so I don't know. I mean, paying 4 for the Sildra feels bad because you have to discard in hand, but I would imagine we're still going to see it. Ramza on Warp. Going to be coming in and playing a Knight soon. Right now we only have a Laswell in the BZ, so we'll want to see what Devin front loads in the next turn for that Ramza entry if it survives. I think if you're Creon, you probably just pay 4 for the Sildra now. Feels bad. You put down the unit to get on curve and then get off curve, but and apologies if you were watching on the stream, we had to shut that down. The store has no Wi-Fi, apparently. And tethering just wasn't working, so... Creon taking his time here. I think it's still got to be the Sildra, right? And forgive me for talking a little lower here and there when I'm talking strategy rather than what's happening. I don't want the feature table to hear me. So he does play the Sildra. What are we getting? What are we getting? I'm going to guess some more water cards. Oh, okay. I'm going to go with the Sid Previa and the Porum. Cat 5, that works.
Probably you. Oh, gross.
That works. Playing the Sid. 2-4-6. The grab on Sid is from the BZ. There it is. All of a sudden we're on 3 backups and we're doing a search. We'll have 2 cards in hands on 3 backups. Probably playing out? Yeah, makes sense. Otherwise the Laswell's going to force the discard. Alright, so 3 backups, a forward, and an empty hand for Creon. Everything he's got is on the board. Now the Laswell swinging damage-wise makes sense, but isn't going to get the discard effect at the end of the turn unless an X-Burst draws Creon a card, and he's actually takes the X-Burst. Gawain, going to go searchy. The Knights are in full force. Ramza has targets now with Garland in the break zone. Well, already had targets, but we saw Laswell earlier, and I don't think this Laswell is going to be leaving the board before Ramza comes in, so we'll probably see Garland come in. Also got a Furion in the break zone for some fun shenanigans. So what's the search off the Gawain? Devin just now noticing that Laswell's not going to get a discard.
Those are his earlobes? No. My man got low.
We take the Steiner, which is probably just fodder.
My man got earlobes, though. Give me that.
The judge ruling. I'll be right back.
Yeah, he's a field effect, yeah.
Oh, no. It's
I don't know.
And you got the
Well, it's an ability.
So you got some in there.
Even though I guess.
Yeah, dude.
Right, it's called for cast.
Enter battle.
But can you use the
This is an
Last
action.
one attack declaration because he's been out for a turn.
Can you warp a stolen card?
with Zidane?
Cool.
You cannot.
Both must lose a character.
It's not really.
It's got, yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
I guess you're right. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
All right, we're back. Another table just needed to know if we could warp a stolen card. Excuse me. All right, so I didn't see Devin's Gawain grabs. I did see Laswell got in, whoops, for some damage there. Got the Famfret. I'm going to guess he opted not to, seeing that Porum is still on the board.
Last roll target.
Getting dull freezes off of playing Knights. All right, so Creon kind of in a rough spot here now. One backup up, two in hand, and just a Porum holding the line. Rams is going to come in next turn and likely bring Garland to the board. Porum swinging. This has got to be a bait to just get back. So, free damage. Hitting an Ovelia. I don't think Devin's going to be playing much of a backup game this game anyway. So, here comes the Rams off of the warp.
Rams the result.
This is going to be a dull freeze and a dull freeze. I think you just keep those backups down, right? Yeah. Yep. Let him have the Sid Previa. Lots of targets. And they're all very, very big off of knights entering with B on the field. So we've made B very big. Pretty sure Creon's in a bit of a rough spot here. That's going to further complicate things. There's Sid's down now. Alright, so Charlotte and Garland and Ramza can't swing. Lots of buffs going around. Laswell swinging. So, yeah, we're as long as Laswell stays on the field. Creon going to go to 3. There goes the Charlotte off of a fortuitous X-Burst. That makes things a little bit easier, but still quite a board to try and come back from. A huge B coming in. There goes a lightning to the damage zone. Creon with 2 cards in hand. Going to have to give up one of them here unless he has a response to... There it is, Laswell effect. Leviathan, the discard. Kind of a probably dead game at this point. No backups. They've all got dull frozen off of massive knight entry. Just absolute aggression. Devin recognizing the water and wanting to set up and just went after it. Gotta know your matchups. Gotta know your matchups, right? I gotta imagine that Creon's just kind of looking at the hand, deciding if there's even a way to remotely get one more turn out of this. Looking at the hand and not having the colors online that you want in the back, that just makes things exceptionally difficult.
Actually, I think you only need to remove one lightning, because I think that counts.
Thinking about the way he wants this to resolve. Tell you what, the Odin X-Burst was pretty fortuitous to get Charlotte out of the way without having to spend anything. I mean, you take the damage, but you're on this type of deck knowing you're going to probably take some early damage anyway. There's the RFG targeting Laswell. Don't think that's going to be enough, though. Really, I mean, all we realistically need is... you don't want him to get a summon back, but it really doesn't matter. Hand's empty. All backups are down. This is pretty much a GG. What do we got in hand? Princess Sarah. I mean, he can't swing willy-nilly. I bet he really would have loved to have drawn the Garland special, right? That would have been, not even have to think, just windmill slam.
It's all 4s, right?
Yes.
So I can pick that.
Yeah, your Tomos and servers.
Creon with just the Gilgamesh and the Porum. Just trying to fight out and get one more turn without the Laswell. At least he could have the benefit of the 3 backups getting up this turn. That would be nice for once. Devin did not draw another Laswell. He would have windmill slammed that too. That or the Garland special would have just been popped out immediately. Devin checking Creon's Porum targets in his break zone.
Card, so I assume it works like this card. This is a family. That's a rose.
He just must not have drawn any removal or dulling for one target. I mean, the board is totally Devin's, but he can't quite get through, and his hand didn't help him. Didn't give him the, like, basically one get something out of the way that he needed.
That's okay. That's what I was trying to figure out. It was like if you were just a passionate forager.
Trying desperately to think of a way to end it this turn, and I don't think he has it. He doesn't. He really doesn't want to give back the turn. A draw 2, and the first time Creon would have all 3 backups, he could draw very well and get himself another turn. All right, so now we have a hasty Furion, 5 characters. In the combat phase, Furion wants to swing. Creon asking for a moment in attack prep. Furion gets the swing. The draw. Well, now we know his hand's dead. He's got 1 water card and 1 fire Amat, putting Creon on 5. Does he decide to really push the aggression here? I mean, that's kind of been the strategy since turn 1. A little worried about what he might draw. Princess Sarah and an Amat, both useless right now. And he passes turn, so Creon finally going to get all 3 backups. Oh, and one of those cards is a Porum. Oh man, it's a totally dead card. I can't see what the other one is yet, but that Porum is absolutely dead. I just don't see a world where he's able to bait Devin into killing that Porum to replay. He's going to dull 4 knights on his end and attempt to hit that Gilgamesh.
Nice. He doesn't. There's nobody else.
Takes the damage and Gilgamesh dies, now retaining his main 2, because he has to. Gets rid of Garland. That's gonna do it. That Porum hanging on for dear life with her soulless dead eyes. Don't think it's going to be enough, though.
Activate target Dryad.
Devin just recognized his matchup early and threw the Laswell out and got started. As soon as you see that Yuna come down turn 1, you know what you're in for. Laswell, keep that Yuna down, force the full payment on the Sildra, and it was all downhill. Furion with the swing. No 5 characters. Porum blocks is going to get a summon back, but this isn't going to matter. And that's GG. Good game. Devin takes it. Makes Devin 2-0, and Creon will go to round 3 as 1-1. Good game, good game. Hope you're enjoying it here. We will be back for round 3 in just a moment.
Oh, absolutely. No, you see Laswell go on the board. It's like...
All right, headed into round 3 on the left side of your screen. We've got Todd. On the right side of your screen, we've got Yanis back. Both of these players are 2-0. Deciding who goes first. Of course, we know that Yanis is on a Zonde deck, and then Todd is over here on a Soiree Control deck. Players are shuffling up and dealing. Everybody ready? 30 begins now. Good luck. All right, here we go. Todd on the left, Yanis on the right. Soiree Control on the left, Zonde that we saw in round 1 on your right. Round 3 of 4 Swiss. Here we go. Todd and our friends from the Erie crew made the drive to Pittsburgh for this tournament. Thank you. And Jeremy and our friends from our West Virginia sister crew made the drive up here. So, meshing of the whole Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. Nice to see everybody. All right, we see Amber turn 1. You love to see it if you're a soiree player. If you're not a soiree player, you hate to see it. Taking the Adele. So does he just want to get aggressive, or does he already have the Shinju? Nope, looks like he just wants to get a little aggressive. He's going to play the Adele, bring out the Merrill, or not the not the Merrill, the Irwin. And there's the discard, not having enough soiree on there to take a peek. All right, so Todd with the aggressive opening. Obviously, we know Yanis is probably going to go for a semi-aggressive opening. Last game we saw getting one backup out to do a little digging. Here we're going to play a Tifa. How are we going to pay for Tifa? Undecided still. Very difficult. We see the selfie in hand. Looks like he's got a Zack in hand. Alright, we're going to give up our Beast Tribes and our Zidane. Yep, alright, there we go. There's 3. I'm going to get rid of the Adele. Stave off a little aggression. So it looks like he kept the selfie and a 2-headed dragon. That's what it looks like, both of those. Irwin going to get in there. Irwin going to get in there. Take a Squall off the deck. Probably something that Todd likes seeing. Nice to see a Squall in the damage zone. Not able to do a damn thing with it at that point.
So like I get the 5 round.
Ditch 2.
When it enters, I put 5 cards in the deck and break songs. When I do so, choose up to 1 forward. If all the cards put in the break song are required, I will make
I don't think Yanis is going to have a hard time making 5 fire element cards here. 3, 4, and 5. Yep, gets it. Imagine that. Boom. Alright, so kind of shuts down the initial aggression and then swings in with haste to tie the game. He is on 1 card in hand, though. We know it's the 2-headed dragon. Todd has 1 backup. I got a nice hand size to work with here. Gonna go with a Kieran and play the RNG game. And oh man, an Adele. An Adele right off the top. Oh, an Adele right off the top. Gotta believe with 1 card in hand it's gonna be Irwin here, right? Yeah, there it is. There goes that 2-headed dragon. And now, all of a sudden, Yanis in a really rough spot. Draws another 2-headed dragon and a Zack. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't do much. You put out the Zack, you end up discarding the 2-headed dragon. So, unfortunately, a rough spot right now. A little bit of a rough spot.
Sure is.
I mean, he just passes, right? He just, at this point. Yeah, just passes. Todd kind of in control here, out-aggressing the semi-aggressive fire deck. Going to the combat phase, swinging with a Brave Kieran. That's going to be another damage. Whoops. Here comes Adele. Kind of just hoping for burst at this point. Just to slow this down a little bit. Otherwise, next turn, we're possibly looking at lethal. thinking. Nope, just going to take the damage. Does get the X burst, so a few more resources for our next turn. I mean, Ferris would help you get rid of Adele and Kieran, but you're going to have a follow-up on that one. So searching the break zone.
I think it's a 3. I played 3 when I was playing, trying to play Roberts, and then slowly but surely it got rated down.
The two-headed dragon has Zack in your hand with one backup. It doesn't have great targets for this. And then seeing Todd with 3 cards in hand and a backup up still leaves the possibility for a main 2 play or a reactionary play, so you still have to be a little careful here. Yenna's taking the Zidane, hoping to maybe get a hasty break of an Adele. Oh, picks up the Ferris and the Idolist. Alright, so he's got some options here now. We've seen some stuff in his break zone. Again, the Ferris starts to help with dealing some damage around places, but it doesn't do it by itself. He's got the Zidane that could potentially try to get in there, but with the Kieran that can't be dulled, that might be a bit of a tough ask. And of course, Todd's got 3 cards in hand, and you never know when you might run into an Amat that just shuts things down. Doesn't look like he has it, but I can't be sure. Alright, Yenna's prepping the break zone, taking a peek. Maybe looking at the Idolist. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so now we gotta pay for this the right way. Ditching the Ferris. I'm pretty sure you just get rid of the Zack and probably the two-headed dragon right now. Oh, he gets rid of the Zidane and the two-headed dragon. Maybe looking to just throw the Zack out at in main 2 and not have a card to discard and just get another big body on the forward, or big forward on the board. All right, so there's the Ferris off the Idolist, and Idolist targeting. Excuse me. All right, Idolist targeting Ferris. Everybody takes 1K, or when ducking it because Adele is out. Getting the Lunith. Could start stacking some things here now. Unfortunately, you want to see them in the other order, but he can make some of this work. Let's see. He's got the Zack, so he can play out the Lunith. Question is he going to, or is he going to try and wait and survive another turn? And really make a better play rather than a forced, less optimal play. That's probably the decision right now, is do I chuck this out? Or do I wait until my next turn when Idolist's ability is online and you've got other options?
That's fair. I'll give you that. I will give you that.
And main 2.
Nope, just goes ahead and plays it out. I feel like that's probably the best play right now. I mean, Idolist getting active and being able to sack for 7K certainly would help right now. But with Lunith and Ferris out, we now have Warrior of Light damage options. Just depends on how much he wants to go in on this one. Because he's still got to wonder about the Amat. You know, does Todd have a fire card and an Amat in his hand? So that's going to do that. Get rid of Kieran. Lunith finishing off a big body that can't be dulled. $1K, 5 on board, that'll do it. Then you probably, I mean, you gotta hope for the best now, right?
Yeah. I figured. It's always tough.
There's the swing. Putting Todd on 2. Gilgamesh is a nice card to get rid of right now, actually. Unfortunately, still has to let the Adele live a turn. So hopeful that he doesn't get some Adele protection out. But we're going to replay a Kieran. Oh, and you just see Yanis' reaction there. It's kind of heartbreaking. Can drop the Egg's Death. It's going to be probably at least 10 here. 1. All the characters leaving from the break zones. What's the X-Death count? 21. Thank you. X-Death is fully online, count is 21. Kieran, after getting Kieran busted and then replays the X-Death, you just see Yanis with the reaction, just like, ugh, gross. Gonna go to 5. Lots of X-Bursts in the deck, but our options are running thin at this point. And that's gonna bring Yanis to 6, so basically, if we don't have a board clear here, we're done, because Egg's Death is going to require the popping of a character right here in Todd's end phase. Fully online, big boy of the void. Goodbye, Tifa. That's RFG. There they go. They got it. Yeah, I mean, this is probably GG for Yanis, or for Todd at this point. So he's got the Bosch with a fire backup, and is that other card fire? So the Bosch is unplayable, it looks like. I can't see what the other card is, but it looks like a fire card. Yanis doing exactly what Creon did in round 2, kind of just looking at the board. Can I milk one more turn out of this? That Kieran was backbreaking. You spend all those resources to get rid of the first one just to have another one plop down an Egg's Death, a fully charged Egg's Death. How gross. Oh. How gross.
Yeah, well, these are.
Just don't think Yanis has the ability to get another turn here. When Todd draws for turn, he'll have 1 backup and 3 cards in hand. I mean, the saving grace is that the soiree members, any that he draws, aren't getting full effect, but I don't think it really matters much at this point. Del marked for 4, so I'm assuming we went to combat and Lunith triggered.
I'm not responsible. Okay.
Yanis thinking the thoughts of fine philosophers. I believe it was Plato that said, I think I'm wrecked. I'll move to scoop. Swing the Ferris. Gonna ping everybody for 1. And then he's gonna get some 3K packets off of Lunith and Ferris here. So 1 plus 3 more will take care of Madame Edel. So you got 1 more 3K packet. Exdeath, Kieran, and Erwin all marked for 1 right now. Alright, so that's going to put Exdeath 4k damage. Kieran and Erwin. Oh no, Erwin wouldn't be marked for 1. Adele was still out. So Kieran's marked for 1. Erwin is not. Todd takes the 3rd. Pop a Fenrir into damage. Kind of a card that isn't going to hold a lot of value in this particular game at this particular juncture. But I mean, you got a 9k Brave Boy coming in, a fully charged Exdeath, and an 8k Erwin. Still just not looking good, sitting there at 6 damage with 2 in hand. Idolus gonna try to come in and finish off Exdeath, giving up the backup to do it. And pass his turn. 2 in hand, no backups. Just trying to see, can I make it 1 more turn? I believe that's going to depend on Todd's draw at this point. Todd going to combat. Swinging with the 8k. Gotta block it. And then 9k Brave takes Luneth off the board. So he is going to get his next turn. But man, did it cost him. Can he draw an Earth card? He can't. Oh, man, he can't play the Bosch. Oh. Just couldn't get the Earth card.
It happened to me once, and I was like,
Oh, okay. So turnabout's fair play. You kill my Kieran and bring another one out, or I kill your Kieran, you bring another one out. You kill my forwards, I'm going to bring another one out. And I'm going to throw 5, and look at that, they're all 5. So Kieran marked for some damage. Ferris swinging to finish Kieran off and get in there for a 4th point of damage. Look at him clawing, just absolutely clawing to stay in this game and managing to do damage along the path. Just so many cards in Todd's hand. He has the Coup Sith. You know, he's just like anything he wants to bring back is possible. And we're going to play another Adele. We already had one. We didn't need to go and get one. Make you get rid of that last card. An Alua with no backup is going to be pretty useless anyway. And passing. Can he draw some? Oh my god, I think he... Is that a Brunhilde? That combined with Ferris would get the Adele off the field and draw a card. And then it puts Todd in a position where he either goes to 5 or he ends up... I mean, he could just block with the Erwin, right? Because Ferris's 1k damage isn't going to stack on Erwin while Adele's on the field. So Adele's marked for 1. Presume the 3k ping is going to go to Adele as well, since Erwin wouldn't take it. So that would put 4 on Adele. Brunhilde's Adele. Alright, so we saw the play line there. Draws a card. That block. He doesn't take the original 1k.
Ferris is going to receive damage on
Thank you. I didn't realize it was combat damage too. I thought it was ability damage.
It just says when Ferris or a dark warrior play forward, you control stuff.
Okay. My bad then.
Go ahead.
Now Todd had given up the Coup Sith in the previous turn. He'd love to have it now. But instead he's just gonna X-Death again. Jesus Christ.
Did you tell him our stuff? Yeah. Okay, cool, thank you.
One way or another, we might get there.
So, as soon as he goes to end phase here, Yanis loses his only character on the board. There goes. RFG. Just Yanis just kicking and screaming to just keep getting one more turn, one more turn, one more turn. Plays the Alua, so at least he has a blocker to buy one more turn if Todd can't take it out or dull it or remove it in some way.
I might be able to kill you. It's tough to say.
And swings in the block. Just keep buying turns, Yanis. Just keep buying turns. Oh, he's got the Sedane. Oh, my God. He's trying to figure out if it works. It doesn't by itself, unfortunately. Egg's Death a big boy right now. He's trying so hard to map it out. Like, can I do it some other way? Probably just gonna have to chuck him out there and let him block, you know, buy that next turn. Just keep buying the turns. Manages to hang on to his card. Oh, this looks like Elvis. 3K. 3K. Elvis. Oh, man, what a game. What a game. Yanis clawing for like the last 6 turns. Just, can I buy one more turn? Can I buy one more turn? And he's managing to deal damage the entire time, too. Oh, man. What a great game for round 3. We'll be back for round 4. All right, we're back with round 4. We've got Corey on the left, who is, we're bringing you a bubble match here in the final Swiss round. Corey 2-1 on the left, playing for a chance at top cut at 2-1. Jesse on the right at 1-2, probably mathematically out of it unless something really weird's been going on that I don't know about. Corey on the left is going to be on a wind water. You'll recognize the list. And then on the right, Jesse on a deck he calls definitely not a ninja deck. So we'll see what happens here as we get ready for round 4, the final round. You guys good? Hold on. Everybody good? Yanis, do you guys need a second? 30 minutes. Good luck. And we're off. Round 4, final Swiss round here. Playing for Zack promo and reunion kit goodies at Top Deck Cards and Games in Pleasant Hills, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh if you're around. Welcoming our friends from West Virginia and Erie who made the drive for the tournament. Our sister groups, good peeps. Not exactly the way you want to see that deck open, but I'll be loud on the commentary because he knows that's not exactly how you want to see that deck open. Having to pay for a turn 1 Althea, you know, it's not exactly part of the initial game plan, but it's a pretty resilient deck. We'll see how the draws go. So with the ninjas here, Jesse probably, if he recognizes the matchup, is probably going to want to play somewhat aggressive here. Let's see what happens. Ditches the cane for the backup. Can't quite see the backup with his hand there. And then thinking. Is he just going to pass there? Yeah, just passes there. Doesn't throw a forward out. I maybe throw a forward out there, and because that's a less than ideal opening on Corey's side. You want to try and jump on that a little bit. Ooh, dulling the Althea for an Alexander, just desperate to dig, and he draws a lock. Yeah, that's not going to be great right now, having just cast 1 and have no table resources. You just have the 5 in your hand. Getting a super less than ideal opening here for the deck. I mean, the Althea turn 1 hurt, and then having to use it to Alexander into basically a card you're not going to play. Yeah, just draw and pass at that turn after you draw from the Alexander. Let's see what Jesse does with some ninja action here. Dull one, ditch one. For a, looks like Yuguri? It's a little in the glare there.
Hindsight, but whatever.
Okay.
Searching. Searching off the Yuguri.
Just discard your.
What are we taking here? All right, we're gonna get mana. Are we playing it out? Are we ditching two to play it out, or are we gonna try and hold for next turn and play it on cost? Again, I think you play it. You want to get, you get something out here. There we go. Find a nice cost to get rid of. Oh, Diabolos. Haven't seen that card in a while. Yeah, so not knowing that he had the 2 cost in his hand, that's a nice play. Yuguri gonna start applying some pressure next turn. Let's see if Corey. Okay, so he got the Nagmalata, so at least he can back up fix finally and get his colors online too. Dulls the Althea. What does he use to pay? We need to see an ice card. We know he has the lock. We know he has the 4-drop Shantoto. Both are cards you don't necessarily want to get rid of. He gets rid of the lock, plays the Nagmalata. Probably going to go grab, what, a Tomos right here, right? Want to get that backup regeneration online. Yeah, there it is. He gets the Atomos. And apparently there's some crows now in the store. Talking a little bit quietly here, remember, the feature table isn't all that far away from me. Apparently this store, we just found out when we got here today, doesn't really have a streaming setup, which kind of stinks, but whatever. We're making do. Ditch the Alexander to play the Atomos. Cast 2 isn't going to get him back up there, but we're online for future turns. Jesse going to do at least 1 damage this turn. Corey on the bubble, trying to go to 3-1. Jesse out of it, just trying to play spoiler here, basically. I always like watching bubble matches in the final rounds. And we've already seen the top players right now playing the Golbez. Playing it in main 1. Interesting. Presumably main 1. I don't think we've gone to combat. Gonna go color fix and get yourself a ninja backup. Get lightning element online. Doesn't look like he can play it though. I think he's got 3 win cards in his hand. Or is that the one right next to ninja? Is that the lightning? Yeah, I think he may have the lightning. No swing with Yuguri before Golbez came in. Little weird. I mean, maybe not too worried about X-Bursts in this particular deck, but still. Corey taking the first point of damage. Jesse passes. Doesn't put out the lightning backup. Alright. 6 in hand. We've got ice. We've got lightning. We still would like some more backups here. Atomo's going to get us a couple reactivation. If we get to a second cast, 2 will get up. And I believe at the moment we know who Corey's targets would be. Doesn't look like it. They just aren't coming out the way he wants. I almost wish Jesse was a little more aggressive here, recognizing the Althea opening being less than ideal. But we'll see what happens. I mean, Jesse is a far more experienced Ninjas player than I am, that's for sure. It's not a deck that I'm intimately familiar with. Playing Shantoto for full cost to take somebody back really has no text besides grab somebody from the break zone at this point. Jesse's hand size, more than enough to keep the cost at 4, but we have one cast, and we're taking the lock. Second cast, if we do one, is going to get our backups up. Jesse wants to see the lock, just to see what he might be getting into here.
They just kind of said,
That's a lot of text to read. We'll have to give Jesse some time on that. You got to read the novel that is Lock. That is 8 CP Ice Lock. Going for the second cast. Plays the Zidane. So we've got 2 on the stack. Atamos activates. Zidane's going to steal. What do we steal here? An edge. That's actually not a terrible steal for Corey. Corey reading it thinking, maybe I want to play this. I might actually want to play this thing. Just going to tuck it for now. Still on 2 casts this turn. Looks like he's got the... We know he has the lock. Looks like he also has a Dryad. Can't see the third card in his hand. Maybe a Luso? It looked like I saw the wonderful hat swing by. There's the Luso. It was a Luso. So that's third cast. Gonna draw. So he's gonna get the draw. Grabs a Typhon off of the Luso. Now he could play the lock for 2, but he's gonna have to overpay. He'll have to ditch a wind card and dull Nagmalata just to meet the elemental requirement for lock. But lock is down to 2 CP, technically speaking, off of 3 casts. Yeah, lots of text on these wind cards. You definitely got to read them. I'm a big fan of the Ice Lightning Storm, or I'm sorry, the Wind Lightning Storm. It looks like he is going to overpay and play the lock. Makes sense. Probably, dull freeze the backups and make him ditch one. Golbez being 5 doesn't make the 6 requirement, so I think that's probably your best option. Is that the Lightning Edge in his hand? Could he have gotten that backup out last turn? I guess he maybe, again, Jesse, a far more experienced Ninjas player than I am. He knows what's in the deck, and looks like we're gonna, dull freeze the 2 backups, and we're gonna get rid of another wind backup that would have searched us a card, but would have been a ditch 2 to play. So Corey, even with a terrible starting 2 turns, manages to pretty much jump out there in that last turn by prepping the previous turn with a Nagmalata into an Atamos. Was able to drop Shantoto, Zidane, Luso, Lock. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a fan of the Ice Windstorm. Always have been since Barlai was printed, actually, initially. No doubt the Mono Wind Storm is a strong deck, but just play style, I like the Wind Ice version a bit more, even though Barlai's been basically phased out of it. Too slow. Looks like Corey's just showing Jesse what the starting was and why it was so bad. Alright, so how does Jesse play out of this? No backup, so everything he does this turn is going to have to come from hand. Those backups still dull from the lock entry.
I'm not getting rid of the lightning. That's it. Zippity-doo-dah.
You kind of got to just go now at this point, right? Even though Wind Ice only got the 2 backups, it has substantially out-resourced you now. And we know that Corey's 1 card in hand is a Typhon, so the scariest thing that Jesse can play isn't all that scary at the moment.
I will not if you want the shit now,
I'm good.
I'm dead.
I know.
And then after that, no.
Whoa!
Sparking me. You dirty girl. You're welcome.
Jesse a little confused by the Melvane, thinking, is this a dull forward? No, this is damage. That's 1 damage. Let's slide this all over. Got to imagine Corey's going to want to get that edge out as well that Zidane stole. But not at the cost of a Typhon. He'll wait till next turn and see what he draws. Alright, everything coming from hand here. So there's 4. The man. The man. We're going to rescue a cat 4.
I respect that everyone plays.
No. I'm switching decks. I want to play a fun deck.
The activate could help. Gives him, you know, a pseudo-brave effect on attacking, but that lock kind of pins Golbez into not really being able to realistically swing. You know, having the man out there and being able to just dull Golbez and swing and activate it, you know, is nice. But the lock is a little scary to swing into. Alright, so it looks like Corey, we know he has the Typhon. It looks like he drew a Sid Hayes, and I can't see the other card. Still not exactly where you want to see Wind Ice, 2 backups and 3 cards in hand. The Atamos helps, but it's not able to be super capitalized on the way you want to yet. So you need some more backups there. Alright, so it is a Chocobo, a Typhon, and a Sid Hayes. So not only do we have the Althea bounce, but we also have the Chocobo bounce to draw a card, too. So definitely some play lines here for Corey. I think it's probably just a question of him thinking about how much damage he can put on Jesse this turn. Not a question of if, a question of how much. Without getting surprised by some hasty stuff coming in underneath.
I'm like, okay, do I make more pseudo cat 22?
He's probably trying to think of how can I get this Sid Hayes out? How can I get this out? And will I have enough casts by the time we go to combat? He's shaking his head no. He's just like, I just don't think I have it. But he's going to try. He's going to try. So, yeah. Oh, no. Okay, he is going to try. There's the mapping it out. Mapping out how much this is going to cost him. There's 1 ice CP and 2 wind CP for the Sid Hayes. And he's got the 1 cast. So his next cast is discounted by 2, and it will also trigger a Atamos. So he's going to pay 1 for the Typhon. Atamos is going to get him 2 backups. And it looks like Typhon is targeting Golbez. Get the big guy out of the way. Bury him under 4. Alright, the backups are up and we're on 2 casts. So we've got Althea tricks that can be done. But he's going to cast the Edge instead. That's his 3rd cast. That gets Sid to where he needs to be. And now Jesse's in some tremendous trouble. Like, tremendous trouble. Moving to combat, Sid Hayes triggers.
Hey, do you actually have a mock? Because I'm playing into this. I'm playing into a mock. I have it. All right, let's
Getting some damage in there. Asura.
4, 5, 6. And then
A Sid back up.
all of them. Wait, actually.
And here we go. The question, just gonna pass there. The question was just how much, and apparently Corey's answer was 2. Just absolutely sapping the resources out of Jesse now. The back-to-back turns with the Dull Frozen, 2 backups, and only being on 2 backups. Everything coming from hand is hurting Jesse. And he's got to be looking at this board going, I need a board clear? I need a board clear. Although Typhon and Tomos survive a board clear, neither one is active as far as being able to be a forward.
Okay, I'm sorry, man. All right. Those two are not present. I was like, God. All right. Would you like to cut? That's probably the slowest. Oh, it's over. It's over. Pass you. Please now just drop the champagne.
Just kind of looking at the ninja's hand, thinking, same thing Yanis was doing in round 3. Can I get another turn?
And then it's 15 for a remove.
Stealing the edge. That was a nice steal. Probably looking at the Diabolos and saying, yeah, I gotta ditch 3. What, I break a lock and I get my backups back? That doesn't feel good. Looking at the forward splash in the hand, things aren't looking much better.
But I can't still remove her from the board.
We've all been there. We're looking at the cards in our hand going, do any of you save me? Do any of you save me?
Well, I'm not, I can't make her steal that without myself. Here we go.
All right. Corey draws for turn. 2 backups still. Not the way you want to play it, but seems to be doing well for him.
Zero missed target, I guess.
Got a Chocobo on the draw. I can't see what the other card is, but we do have Bounce in addition to Althea being an option. Really doesn't have to worry about too much on the board. Jesse's got, I think, 2 cards in hand, but no board resources.
Yeah, I was doing, I have to keep this up at all times because of that.
Then I would have probably taken whatever. Anyways,
Another question of, can I get the Sid Hayes casts? This turn going to be, I mean, depending on if you use the Chocobo and what you draw from it, it's a very RNG whether you're going to get to 3 casts this turn or not. Gotta believe the answer is probably no, but that top card could change things if it enters the equation via Chocobo. Are we just going to attack phase? Looks like it, yeah. Swinging with the Shantoto. Likely, yeah, just taking this one. Golbez, alright. Little X-Burst action, get you 2 drops, more resources in hand. Takes the Ixion, which could shake a few things up here. Doesn't totally clear the board. And he's really going to want those backups to get up. And it looks like he's going to get them, but he doesn't know that yet. So I think seeing the Ixion, then if you're Corey, you go. That's your cue to go.
I was sweating you had something.
Sid coming in for damage 4. That's 2 of them in the damage zone. Yep, and here comes Corey now with a party attack with Edge and Zidane. Gonna steal that top card. Could influence the number of casts as far as Atomos. No, that's not gonna do anything. Corey will not be casting that anytime soon. Still swinging, though, so you got to decide what you want to do. Looks like he doesn't want to go above 4 damage. Gets the edge back, blocking with Yaguri, I think. Yeah, was it? Yeah, it was Yaguri. Okay. Doesn't want to go beyond 4. And now he's got the edge back in his own break zone, back home where he belongs. On main 2, going after the Sid. Put him down. Put him down. Corey's still passing. Yeah, that Zemus is likely just going to sit out there forever. Alright, so we have the Ixion. The question is, do we have the resources if we want to go that route? It looks like we have 1 lightning card in there for the initial cast, but we don't have, at least from here, it looks like we don't have the lightning CP for the kicker. And the kicker is kind of important if we want to go that route. Again, it doesn't clear the board, but it certainly makes things a little slimmer.
I got my title deck on me, actually.
Oh, nice.
Alright, what are we doing? Dull 2. Ditch the Diabolos. We've got 4 wind. What are we doing here? Now we're gonna dull 3. Going after Sid again, or are we going after Locke this time?
I go with the wall, so effect
Just kind of looking at all the targets going, all of these targets suck. Goes after the Lock, gets him out of here. I don't know if that's the best play. I mean, I know it's a big 9K body, but I think Sid presents more of an issue than Locke does. Now you've just kind of opened up the field for Corey to replay a Locke, potentially, knowing that when he draws 2, presuming he doesn't get a light or a dark card, he'll have the resources for a hard 8 cast if he really, really wanted to. 5 minutes. 5. Just giving the players the old 5-minute countdown before we go to turn 0.
They were like 7 sets of bees on I gotta convince them to play titles.
It don't matter. How say
Oh, I'm like, glad now. This is my quick drive.
If you're running,
There's
get that card.
Oh, yeah, I'm dumb. Yeah, he can't go after the Sid Hayes with Theodore. I had to look it up. It's cost 4. I couldn't remember if it had a cost limitation on it. So it had to be higher. So Sid can't be killed there. So he has to go for either Shantoto or for Locke. Got a damage in there. Taking advantage of the Theodore activation in the attack phase and the Hooded Man activation at end phase. All right, now things look a little dangerous on Corey's side with 4 in hand, 2 backups, and a forward board. The likelihood of getting to 3 casts for Sid Hayes is pretty damn good at this point, if he wants to force the issue. We know he has the Chocobo, so he could also do crazy Luso things. He's got the Althea, so he could do bounce that way. It's just funny that even on low resources, he's able to still do like the middling things of what his deck wants to do. The high-end payloads are a little bit out of the equation right now. But he's still got plenty of options here. Althea bouncing Sid Hayes. Maybe? Maybe not. It sounded like from here that he declared the ability, but I guess he wanted to rethink it. So instead, Dull 2 doing some math over here.
Yeah, he did. He got some.
Well, I had 2 left.
Lots of thinking here. What do we got? He's going. Yeah, he's going to bounce. Try to bounce Sid Hayes. And that comes back to hand. Ditch the Sid Hayes to play another Sid Hayes. Next cast is going to be 2 less and trigger a Tomos. Although we only have 1 backup at the moment for that. Going to play the Norshtallen. He's going to search, and Atomos is going to get both backups up. So we're color fixed once again. Pavlov's going to be a 3rd cast that basically puts both puts the Norshtallen back up. Can Pavlov target himself? I can't remember. We'll see when he plays it. I don't remember off the top of my head. I can't remember if it's just 2 FFCC backups or 2 FFCC backups other than Pavlov.
I'm not in ice. I don't care.
Yeah, it's other than. Okay. So that's 3 casts. Play Althea, get somebody else up. So he's at 4 casts, so Sid Hayes is going to do his thing as they enter combat.
Hey, so you're saying something about that?
Turn 0. Corey, your turn 0. We're out of time here, so Corey being active players turn 0.
We got the shittiest matchup.
Sid Hayes clearing the way with 2 dull freezes as we enter combat. Swinging party attack, Luso and Zidane here. Do we take a damage off of? Well, that Zemus doesn't go there. Oh, that's a stolen card. So another stolen card off of Zidane. Another sit, all 3 in damage. All 3 in the damage zone. Unreal.
I said I would, so I'm a man of my word.
Or this.
Typhon is online with 3 win backup, so we've got an 8K body swinging in now.
They don't lose in Swiss.
You guys were cutting the top 4 for this, right? Okay.
You don't lose in Swiss. You gotta wait till top cuts.
2 Zemuses ousted by Zidane. 3 Sids sent to the damage zone. Jesse moves to 6.
That's the. Getting after that, you were.
And gets another goal miss. 6 cards in damage. Only 3 different cards in damage.
At least 4 more times, possibly 6 more times.
Jesse now on the gold best search, getting his Atomos. I think that's going to be a little too late. Corey passing, so Jesse taking turn 1. Does have some backups, but unfortunately the Sid Hayes Dull Freeze of the 2 forwards is going to really put him in a bad position here. And, oh my god, he draws 2 backups. Looks like Zemus and Mena. But he's got colors, so let's see. And still has been hanging on to the Ixion, which would, if pumped, take care of everything on the board except for Shantoto, an Atomos that isn't on, and an Atomos that isn't online, since Corey's only at 2 damage. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's an Ixion in his hand.
Literally right now.
Oh, you're 3-1 right now? Okay, then that's it. Should have locked.
That might be fast depending on how this checks out.
That's so annoying because I'm probably fucked then. Well, I'm already, so.
So let's see what we do here. Clearing the way for a forward? Oh, playing the Atomos. Okay. Aiming to get some backups up off of this next cast.
Depending on how that shakes out, there might be a...
Plays the Zemus. Atomo's going to get 2 backups up. Zemus grabbing.
I can't lie. Papamoose would make me very happy.
Grabbing the Lightning backup. The Ninja Lightning backup. Maybe second guessing here. Going with Ninja and Sukanawa. Looks like. Maybe.
Playing this, I know it's like hard to be hard. Alright, we'll just go like that. Yeah, I'm still at the end. We're going to time.
I know I want to do it, I just don't know how I want to do it.
Alright, one of those is dull.
Yeah. I think that's something that's going to be that. Maybe we can stay. Oh.
Alright, 2 backups get up off of Atomos.
Yeah. I forgot about that top that board.
Can do some activation stuff off of Sukanawa. Might be nice. Still, if that's an Ixion, I still feel like that probably was the better play. Basically would have cleared everything on Corey's board except the Shantoto and the Atomos.
I know, if you get bubbled, I'm going to laugh at you and say that's karma. You got double fist.
Gonna do some activation.
I think I played my game perfect. 100% perfect.
Choosy.
This is all
only reason I want to do it.
He doesn't get the.
I'm
not 20 attacks. Got it.
I bought this 3 years ago in Erie, 4 years ago. It stood the test of time.
Yeah.
It's surprising.
Keep playing it. Let it run.
My Goblin Brain wants the promo.
Your what?
My Goblin Brain wants the shiny promo.
So you just get 1 activation off of that?
That's why
Yeah, just 1.
That's why I had to play Jeremy first round. I was like, come on. Yeah. Play against him all the time.
We do 2 locals a week, but it's the same.
Oh, no, yeah, he gets 2. So gets the forwards up.
We have a lot of people
So he's dulling 4, getting rid of the Sid Hayes again.
No, it is not optimal, but it is not the play.
And then doing his pseudo brave activation at end phase.
But I like the crystal stuff. I like popping things.
Still manages to hang on to the Ixion too.
I love Sarah Mobius' engine. Sue
Yes. Yep. It's a good engine. I wish they could have done a lot more with crystals. Like maybe they will. That was really it just, yeah.
Oh, his attack phase activation, yeah. So Typhon goes.
They could have done a lot more.
Norstallin, he's trying to sneak in there. He's trying to sneak in there. Got to be careful now. Tomos has the ability to become a forward.
And then they went put the gas immediately on the multi.
There's the pseudo brave.
They gave lightning and ice gas.
And all of a sudden we have a 6-5 game. And Jesse's still hanging on to an Ixion. So again, I defer to Jesse on ninjas.
Oh, yes.
Maybe Ixion wasn't the play.
It's going to be like who said from your break zone to your opponent's break zone and from the guy next to you.
Corey with 2 cards in hand still has the ability to bounce with Althea. Turn 2 right now in time. No Sid Hayes on the field. So I'll have to find a different way to get some dull freeze if he wants to get some forwards out of the way here. Doesn't have enough to make the lock play heart casted for 8 if he drew it. Corey with typical ice wind panache, doing some math. All right, so we got an Icewind Doll. Haven't cast anything this turn yet. Ping 4. He's actually playing the Zemus. I stand corrected. I didn't think he was ever going to play that. He's going to play it off the Zidane, grab back, and now he's got his Sid Hayes. It just sucks getting beat by a stolen card, doesn't it? Don't 1. Wind and Ice for Sid. Next card's cheaper by 2, and Atomos is going to trigger here. So we have our colors. We've cast 2. He's got to find a way to get 1 more cast to get that Sid Hayes combat trigger. So you Althea back. What do you Althea back though? What do you want to replay?
It's an extra 1 out of every other card.
I think you probably. I mean, if you do the Luso, you get the draw card. If you do the Zidane, you get to pop 1 off the top of their deck again, although I don't know how useful that's going to be because he's not getting another turn. This is turn 2. You just really want the 3rd cast here. I mean, Atomos is online, Typhon is online. I guess the problem is if you Althea anything back, then Typhon isn't online.
actually have. I'm just like presents. I saw it and went, oh wow, this is
Because then you'd only have Norshtalin and Pavlov. So he's going to take the Typhon back. Ability declared. Jesse asking for a moment on response time. Is he wondering if, like, maybe he just casts the Ixion now? But, I mean, he doesn't have the resources to get it to cost 3. I mean, it'd be a great time for it. If he had the resources to pump Ixion to cost 3, that would have been nice.
Sir, you didn't even barrel roll once. You didn't roll once.
Gonna get risky and dull some of our own stuff here. To get rid of Typhon. It does stop Sid Hayes from getting that 3rd cast, though. But you did what Corey wanted to do anyway, which was get some forwards out of the way. He's going to cast the Ixion on top of it. That gets rid of Luso and Zidane, but we still have an Atomos that can be activated. And you got one forward you got to get around, and an Atomos on Jesse's side you've got to get around too. So pretty well played there by Jesse to keep the aggression off, knowing that if he can take the turn with the board the way it is now, there's a good chance that he can take this game. Hold.
What was your 3rd cast? I think you only got 2 off.
Oh, I did only
because you tried to bounce the outfit back for replay, but he stopped.
True.
Oh. So
I'm still on attack.
Just had to go correct. There was no 3rd cast because of Jesse's response to the Althea ability.
No, your opponent chooses the backup, you choose the board. Yeah, and draw a card because a backup died.
mostly the same.
The benefit on Corey's side of the board is he has 3 to 2.
I actually have a deleted in here, but that one feels again padding out night names.
Jesse
I'm just thinking about
looks like, yep, makes the right play, blocks with the Tomos.
That was my secret spice. I was gonna make it. I was making some color nights. Just to put 3
Yes.
you play like a city.
Yeah. Good game. Good game. Corey conceding, recognizing what the Althea stop and the Ixion on top absolutely cost him. Jesse takes it. Great game. We'll be back for Top Cut. All right, back in Top Cut. We've got Todd back with Suarez on the left, John Klimas on the right with Mono Wind. Todd being the number 1 rank, and John Klimas being the number 4 rank. A turn 1 Elvis for Elvis. Best opening ever. All right, John opening with Chocobo Sam. Just figuring out how he wants to pay for it. Fina and a fat Chocobo. Ducking into his lovely all-green deck. And grabbing Chocolate. No surprises here for anybody watching the current meta. Both of these players very experienced players, so they're at this point they are both keyed in on what their opponent is playing. There are no surprises in store for either one of these players. Thought about getting the Chocolate out now, decides to pass instead. So Todd in this game 1 of best of 3, taking his second turn. Ditches the Hecaton, Kusithing the Elbis back. Just needs some fire, I would imagine, to get a future Axstar online. Not the best of openings for a soiree deck. Oh, and a nice draw by John, by Climates, getting the Atomos. Can he get it out first, though? Doing a little mono win math. Yep, he's going to play the Atomos, ditching the Alexander, marking it for 1 cast. I would imagine it's the Chocolate, it's just what do you want to pay for it. Yep, plays the Chocolate. What's he end up ditching for it? The Zidane Atomos triggers activate those backups. Still marking the number of casts per turn. If you need me to move, just shove me out of the way. It's fine. We're blocking the dice here at the store today.
I really don't need any more, so that's fine.
We all always need more dice. Plays the Luso, gets the card draw on the 3rd cast. Deciding if he wants to push a little further or just hang tight. Kind of thinking about how aggressive he really wants to be. Suarez, he knows they had a pretty poor opening, which gives him a little breathing room. But he's gonna ditch the Bismarck, dull the Chocobo Sam for the Althea, and a 4th cast, getting the Chocobo Sam back up, passing. Alright. Not looking good for soiree opening here. Still at only 1 backup now, starting his 3rd turn, Todd's 3rd turn. Ditches the Hecaton, plays the Amber. What else did he ditch there? Looks like maybe that's a Merrill? I mean, Hecaton's the one that matters for the element. Gets the Madame Adele off the search. Still, turn 3, less than ideal curve to play this, but I think he's going to do it anyway. Ditching a Mist Dragon and a Merrill.
This is quite good.
So we'll find out. Is that a Vesvia? I can't quite see it. What is it? Yeah, it's a Vesvia. So he's going to draw 1 card, not having 4 soiree yet. And he passes. So a Luso and 3 cards in hand for John, but he's got the Atomos already. He's got the Althea already. So he's ready to start attempting to do mono wind things. Altheaing back the Luso, no cast. Gonna probably put, a Rosa out here first? Yeah, Rosa comes down, Chocobo Sam, and another Rosa, 1 cast. And then probably Althea, yep. And Atomos combined with Althea is going to get all 3 backups up on a 2nd cast. See, we're already doing mono wind things.
I haven't hit my kid.
Trying to get the 3rd cast off with the Luso, so he's going to draw a card. Rosa's going to get everybody up, so he's going to stack a counter on Chocolate on top of Rosa's activation and draw the card off Luso. Can't quite see what he got there, though. He's going to play it anyway, the Zidane. So let's peep that hand. We got another Adele, an Axstar, and an Elbis. I mean, you pretty much take the Axstar at this point, right? unless you intend on getting rid of Adele soon, that Adele's going to be dead in his hand for a while. Elvis is already on the field, so it's going to require quite a bit of manipulation to replay the Elvis.
Axstar? Yeah. Oh, no, Axstar doesn't do anything.
Yeah, okay. You take the Adele while you can, I guess. Knowing that Axstar is a damage trigger, and you don't intend to do he drew the third Adele. But actually, this is really interesting for John. Once he knows that that third one is there, he can really start to focus on getting rid of them. That's going to put John on 1. Adele coming in, and he just passes. Todd just passes. Soiree is having a rough opening, a really rough opening of 4 turns here. Even with the extra card draw, Vesvia just really hasn't been great. John with an Althea and something else in hand.
The cat might not have been on that very long.
That's why I didn't like playing.
I have to go. Before we play, I'm gonna go check and see if the store has someone. I want to get a
I wonder if he's thinking about bringing that Zidane back to peep what he drew.
That maybe and free something. Yes. Yes.
Nope, playing the Azana. That's the card I couldn't see. That makes more sense. 1 cast on the Azana. Gonna go grab some dirty birdie type card. There it is, the Chocobo summon.
It also made my
Little late for, you gave up the fat Chocobo early in the game. Chocolate's already out, so just go ahead and grab your summon. I'm going to play the Chocobo, bouncing the Luso. And Tomos gets everybody up, so now we are on 2 casts. Todd knows he has a Luso in his hand, but doesn't know the card that was drawn off Chocobo. Luso comes down, gonna get an extra card. All backups are gonna get up off Rosa, so let's roll Chocolate's counter again. Look at this, playing efficiently, getting counters, getting card draw, doing green windy type stuff. But can you get past a Vesvia? That's probably at this point looking, can I get to 5? Can I get to 5 and trigger Rosa? Can I get to 5 and trigger Rosa? Looks like we got a Cerberus and a Dryad in hand. Dryad at the moment useful only against the Adele, but if he does it, he doesn't know that Todd has the 3rd Adele in hand already. Gonna take the Luso back again. Probably play the Althea back out here. Yep. So you're going to give up the Dryad or the Cerberus? He's not going to give up the Luso. That's our 5th cast. Yeah, gives up the Cerberus for the Althea. 4th cast. Althea gets Chocobo Sam back up. And I would imagine goes down immediately. There it is to play the Luso. Cast 5, triggering Rosa's reveal and possible free play. Gets a backup out of the deal. And drawing the card off of Luso. We are at 5 casts so far. He can still draw 1 more card off Chocolate. If he doesn't think it's going to help him, though, he'll probably just hold that until his opponent's main 2. Asura in hand would be a 6th cast and get everybody back up. Then you could Althea the Luso. The problem is at that point, it hits Adele, but it doesn't hit Vesvia. So it doesn't feel great. I would imagine he's probably just going to stop here. Yeah, just passes here. Makes sense. 5 casts on that turn. We're getting to the stormy level of things. And although Todd hasn't had the best opening, he is now going to be at 4 soiree. So this is going to be a reveal on Irwin. John thinking. He's got the Asura. He could do something there. He could Dryad and cause the count to change. I'm not sure. I'd have to read the card off the top of my head. I'm not sure if that actually... Yeah, he's just going to Asura here. I don't think it matters at that point. So he gets everybody back up. Then he's going to Dryad on top, getting rid of the Adele with a lot. Yeah, the damage on that was a lot.
Yeah.
And Todd replays the Adele and gets the Merrill. Going to get a break here. He's not going to be able to bounce without Thea, though. So he's just got to let the Luso die, unfortunately. Although, you do have Climus now looking at potentially getting the 3rd Adele out of this game. Merrill coming in with the hasty, hits a Rosa. I'm sure John's not too depressed to see that. Gonna draw the card.
I can't draw a card.
Oh, no haste?
No, Chocolate is only my turn. I can draw the card.
Oh, yeah. So get a 3rd counter instead. I forgot the draw was only on your turn. Extra counters are always nice. And now we'll draw one.
Then I either have money, cards, in worst case scenario, I give you like the North is. Yes, I get the
John thinking about if he wants to do windy stuff.
It was between this game like an actual huge I had. I don't believe it.
Alright, we're going to start the turn with a Chocobo.
Yeah, no. I ordered
Spending a Norshtalon. I know the glare right there in his
best purchase I've ever made.
mat there. Takes back the Azana. Draws the card off Chocobo. Replay the Azana. That's 2nd cast. Atomos gets these guys up. Chocobo Sam and Chocolate getting back up. And we're going to go search ourselves another dirty bird. Seems good.
Vince finished playing, and then Kramer started playing. He did not shuffle.
So you want the Luso payload here, but it doesn't feel great unless you get rid of Adele first. Gotta find a way to get her out of here first. Gonna Chocobo back the Zidane, and Rosa will trigger to activate the backups. The chosen backups. 3 casts. I don't think Climus is going to have any problem getting to 5 here for a Rosa trigger, not with what we know is in his hand still. Zidane comes down again. Say goodbye to Axstar. 4th cast. Slitskin comes in on the Rosa. Hashtag value Rosa. Hey, what is that card next to Zidane? I can't see it with the glare. Thank you. Next to Zidane on the field, we have an Ash.
It's coming in deep, baby.
You ready to go to action?
Yeah, I
Five casts at the moment. Plays the Luso. He's going to draw a card and see if he can do anything with it. Bouncing back the Luso. Is he going to replay the Luso just to kill an Adele? Yes, he is. Draw a card and Adele dies. Maybe he was looking for another ability to bounce Luso and replay it again. Didn't get it, though. Draw one from Ash because he's cast a bunch.
Got my medal dead again, boys. Yeah.
You can hear Clima's celebrating that Madame Adele is dead yet again. Gilga. Gilga hits the field. Mr. Mesh. That's Mr. Mesh to you.
You're about to hit
Looks like going after Luso with Gilgamesh's ability. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Pretty sure that's all three Lusos in the break zone. It's at least two of them. Can't remember if he Ocelot one back or not. Not too shabby a top deck, getting the Gilgamesh and the Man in Black Lightning to play it. Pretty nice. John really disappointed to see that Luso die. Would love to have been able to now clear this board. He does have the Ocelot in hand though, so. Chocolate going after a card. Todd kind of at the mercy of the board right now, just to look at things. Hey, look at that. Use the Ocelot to take back the Luso. Who would have thunk it? Replaying the Althea for second cast. Giving up the Bismarck. It's going to trigger a Tomos on two casts. And Althea will get up either Chocobo Sam or Chocobo, doesn't matter which.
So like, don't act
What's Sam now?
So I cast it.
No shot, that's it.
Todd just double checking the board state. Making sure the activations are on point. They were. So, third cast. Going to be a Typhon. Who do you want to bury, John? Who do you want to bury 4 cards deep?
Knowing how to read and knowing how to read well enough to understand Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
That is so true. I'll go first.
Todd just prepping the top 4 cards. Merrill going in spot 5. Roll Chocolate for a counter before Rosa activates everybody on third cast. Alexander is the 4th cast, going to draw 2. And I mean, Todd's got to know we're headed for a board wipe here. There's just nothing he can do about it. He knows he has the Luso.
And I think there's still like $15.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, you gave me the Romano back, now I'm like,
I think the white one has
I'm very familiar with that card. Yeah.
John checking just how many cards are left in that deck.
With an entire good deck, it is not akin to normal Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah.
Plays the Dryad.
Normal Yu-Gi-Oh. Now, $30. You're getting there.
Is that Dryad? I can't see it. It can't be Dryad, not for that payment, right? Yeah, it is. It is. It is a Dryad. Looks like he is removing to get the kicker effect. And he's going to reveal Rosa first. Chocobo Sam can't play, so Dryad's going to just draw it to hand.
I'm never going to not take your financial. Maybe she just not like buying scratchers.
Yep.
I think I'm going to do that.
Lewis, you buying scratchies?
Was that it?
Probably like 1,000.
Nice.
Oh, that's alright.
So I wonder, playing the Dryad kind of shows that John maybe thinks he can't get to 7th on this turn.
But then I just trade the lemma.
Is there a part? Thank you.
He's going to draw one off Luso, see what happens, get to 6 casts. I mean, he really would have liked to have gotten there, but I think playing the Dryad tipped that he just didn't have the resources to get to 7. So we're going to go swingy and put our first damage on the soiree with a couple party attacks, or just one, okay. And passes turn. Todd drawing in a real tough spot at this point. And that's just not going to help. His draws 2 backups, it looks like. They just draw 2 pass. Just a kind of a really rough round this first match here for Todd. Maybe just looking at it now as a can I stall? John not having too many turns left in that deck.
that was just
It would make the play well playing with Rosa because K-Plus can't use broken.
I might have an extra round home too.
I don't have any. I don't have.
Bouncing back the Typhon. No cast. Replay Althea. Dulling 3. Activating 1. And we're off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. There's 1 cast. Here we go. Lots of cards in hand. I got to imagine that John's going to get to 7 this turn. Typhon coming down for the 2nd cast. Atomos activating 2. And we're going to go ahead and bury Vesvia, knowing that 2 cards above it is a Merald. 3rd cast Dryad, gonna get rid of Gilgamesh with a lot of damage. Rosa gonna activate everybody after we roll a Chocolate counter. Luso swinging for the 2nd point of damage. Hits a Kirin, that's a nice hit. Izana coming in, there's the other Merald. Tyro gets to go get a forward, but he doesn't have any Adels. Maybe he goes for a Kirin? And try and get a double play? Again, a stall is a decent strategy here. Maybe he goes for a Kirin, let's see. Oh, he goes for the other Gilgamesh, okay. John, Mr. Climbers, continuing his attack phase. Gets to draw 1. Alright, so there's 4 CP you weren't going to have initially for this next turn, and an Egg's Death hits. But Todd probably going to drop round 1 here and send it to game 2 in this BO3. John got a couple of turns left. Gonna be a pretty tough ask for Todd to stall it out at this point, though. Really, he needs a board wipe. If he can manage to get a board wipe of some type in here, with Atomos not being online, Typhon being online, so he'd get swept up in the board wipe, he could maybe stall. Bismarck's really gonna make that hard now. Just has to board wipe before he does anything else. That's 4. Can he get to 5 to get that Rosa trigger? He's kind of unsure, though. He doesn't have a lot of cards left. Really don't want to be doing that. End of his turn, bouncing the Zidane, taking a card, and drawing off of Ash. What are we at there? We're at 4 cards. Looks like Todd did not draw the board clear. Let me check his deck list. I actually don't know if he's running like a 7-drop Shantoto or anything like that. No, he is not. He is not running a 7-drop Shantoto. Doesn't look like he's running a Susano. Does it? I mean, he's got the Hecaton summons, but we saw him ditch those earlier. A Hecaton summon would have been pretty beastly right now. Still, Bismarck survives it, but all he's going to try to do is stall for 2 turns. I wonder if you just concede and take it to game 2 so that you don't have to worry about time. Both decks are pretty quick as far as the play line. Sometimes the wind is going to have to think about the best casting sequence. Squall swinging, doing some damage across the board. But plenty of resources on Climus's side. Not going to be able to use Althea here in response to that, since he had to replay that last turn. No haste, so Luso dies and everybody else is marked. And takes the damage. Todd conceding and taking it to round 2. So not the best openings or turn 2, turn 3 for Soiree. Kind of put them behind the 8 ball more than they wanted to be. Mono wind, able to take control and do windy stuff. So we'll go to game 2 in this best of 3 top cut match. Todd, the number 1 seed. John Climus, the number 4 seed. Playing for Zack promos and black boxes and Shantoto cards and reunion playmats and packs. Yeah. Packs. Cracking packs. That's what we're all here for.
Play against new people. So far, just about every round.
How much time do we have left?
You have 30 minutes still.
I played that deck for a very long time.
Right, it feels so annoying.
I'm not annoyed because I'm well aware of how it goes.
Would imagine Todd's going to be on the draw here. And he's probably hoping he does not discard Elvis to play Elvis. It looks like John has an absolute keeper of a wind hand there. Although Todd gets the much more ideal opening. The Adele into the Amber, into the Search. Start with that aggression against the wind player. Probably exactly what he wanted to do last round, but just couldn't draw into a way to do it. Gonna played out.
I might be asleep for a while, but you can hold my hand while I'm unconscious.
Double amber in that starting hand, nice. Or did he search the amber to play the Shinju? I didn't see. Either way, gets him exactly where he wants to be. Gotta think John's gonna go Fat Chocobo here. Or is he going to go Chocobo Sam into a Fat Chocobo next turn? He's just unsure like what he wants to keep to do this. Or what he wants to get rid of to do this. So he's going to go Fat Chocobo instead. Giving up Chocobo Sam. And then he's going to go grab Chocolate and just play it to the field. I kind of think he was probably just debating on giving up the Chocobo Sam. And a Kieran's. We're going to get a reveal here. Lots of aggression coming in. Hoping for probably Merrill here. That's why he did it in main one. Gets him. Oh my. He whiffs. Oh, what a heartbreak. 6 CP whiff for a non-hasty Brave. Adele will get in there for damage, and that's a good damage to hit. That's a good damage to hit. What a weird game to start out with. Althea gone. Let's check John's play deck list to see. Plays out the Atomos. Let's see if John has how many Altheas he runs. Is it just one? No, he's running 3. He's not running the search package where you can run less. So you should be fine. As long as he sees it at some point. 2 casts for Atomos. Everybody gets back up. We getting a 3rd cast on Rosa. Yep. Luso draws a card. We're going to trigger Chocobo. We're going to trigger Chocolate. We're going to get them all up. Luso draws a card. Hey, he draws into Chocobo Sam. Going to draw it off Chocolate, too. Definitely a different tenor to this game when the Soiree opens up a little more normal than he did last game. Able to put some more aggression. 9K Brave is going to be nice for doing that too, and Kieran, even though Kieran whiffed. We may look back at that as a big moment in this game. The difference between where Todd is at right now and having one more forward that presumably would have gotten some effect. Wouldn't have gotten the full Soiree effect had he popped a Soiree, but it would have gotten some effect. Merrill could have been hasty and dealt a 2nd point of damage on that previous turn. Could have gotten a discard off of Irwin, a draw off of Vesvia, something. But instead it's a 6 CP, 9K Brave. Paying 5. Or did we pay 4? And trigger... The last 3 times I've pulled the surprise me to give me a mint. Really? That's it. John's searching. So I'm assuming. Yeah, okay. So we searched the Chocobo.
No, okay, so that is sort of true.
Keeping track of the casts.
Having this like temporary tattoo makes me want to tattoo more.
Everything's from hand at the moment for John. Casting the Chocobo with Dryad, bouncing back the Luso, 2nd cast. So Atomos is going to get 2 up.
Yeah, it's not bad, right? It's a good game.
And drawing off the Chocobo summon. So we got the Luso here, yeah, for a draw, and probably roll the Chocolate counter so that Rosa can get everybody up. Yep, we're off to the races a little bit here. Not quite where I think he'd want to be right now. He's had to be a little more aggressive on the previous turn, get some forwards out. So we're not, and without Althea, popping off is going to be a little challenging. He's probably hoping to draw that sometime soon. He runs 3, so, or maybe just draw Norse Talon at this point, something to get you into that Althea. 7 casts becomes a little more challenging. Not impossible, but becomes a little more challenging without the Althea. And we get Bismarck out as cast number 4. So now we can start pinging some things if we want to. Not enough to take stuff down. We're not a 3 damage, so Atomos can't help us yet. It goes to end phase, bounces the Luso, draws a card, so we can clear the cast counters. And now off to Todd's turn. Still has that nice 9K Brave, can't be dulled. To just keep chipping away every turn. Gonna play the Tyro. Probably, what, a Gilgamesh at this point right now? Unless he wants to go for... Man in Black, yeah. Such a great card. Gonna try and control this now and lock this board down. Does he run it out? He almost passed him. Whoa. Guess he's a little worried about John actually taking that trade, Kieran, into Bismarck. Or potentially a block and a bounce, or just playing a little cautiously there. And John finally finds his Althea. Ditches a Chocobo Sam, plays the Althea, and we're on 1 cast. Now things become substantially easier as long as we don't run into any huge problems on Todd's next turn and Althea becomes active on our subsequent turn. Things get a little easier to start popping off. Playing the Asura. So Tomos is going to get 2 up. Asura... Looks like Atomos is going to target Chocolate and Chocobo Sam. So we'll roll Chocolate's counter on the stack. Stack it all so everything ends up, and we get the card off of Chocolate. 2 casts. So our next one's basically free, as long as it costs 4 or less, because Rose is going to get everybody back up. So we're going to play the Norse Talon, go search something, and then Rose is going to get everybody up. Just fodder at this point. Yeah, you just grab grab another Norse Talon and call it a day. Some free CP. You got your Althea, your 5 backups. You're fine at this point. We got a Bismarck and a Rosa holding steady. Luso, the 5th cast, drawing a card. Not going to help him bounce anything here, though. The Zidane can't play the Althea. Zidane probably... Oh, that's why he didn't take the Gilgamesh. He already has it. I would imagine it's going to be Man in Black or Gilgamesh here. I think you probably want to get rid of Man in Black, knowing that the summons package starts causing problems with you, particularly with the Hecaton that Todd runs that John's seen in the last round. Yep, takes the man in black away from him. Board still susceptible on Todd's side to a Lusos 7 cast effect, but individual triggers on Bismarck. You're going to use the Mist Dragon to dull Adele and save her. She can't be broken this turn. And we do have the bounce off of Bismarck and draw. So Adele survives, but that last turn cost Todd his entire hand due to the Zidane entry and the Mist Dragon being used to protect Adele. Merrill comes in just shy of being able to break something. Putting John on 3, so now Tomos can technically become a forward at any point. Zidane is the 4th damage, and a brave Kieran now not afraid to swing with Bismarck being down. And just passes, hoping the aggression's going to be enough, but with no hand here now. Gotta feel like this is the end for Todd. We've got 5 win backups. We've got a full grip +1. Is he a 6 in hand or 5? He's got 6. So full grip +1. Merrill's protected by Adele for a little bit. So Luso isn't a total board wipe at the moment, unless we get rid of Adele prior to it. Cerberus does have implications in this matchup. And we're gonna do it. Yep, makes sense. That's it's gonna take care of Kieran for us, and be cast 1.
Target Barrett? Because now I have 2 crystals for ceremony.
Dulling Althea to cast the Asura. Maybe? Yes, casting the Asura. Atamos targeting, so we'll roll Chocolate's counter. Atamos activates 2. We'll roll Chocolate's counter and draw the card. And then Asura gets everybody up, and we're at 2 casts. Doesn't look like he has the Dryad in hand, so he can't just get rid of Adele right away.
Depends on what light.
I mean, with no protection here and no damage on Todd's side, Tyro doesn't mean anything, and Bismarck pings are going to tear Adele down pretty quickly. So 3rd cast, we're going to play a Luso to attempt to draw a card, add a counter to Chocolate. Rosa going to get everybody back up anyway. Stack the Chocobo.
But unfortunately,
Just doesn't look like the aggression was there. The whiff on Kieran was pretty brutal. We're going to ping Adele for 2k and then bounce it back with Althea. So Madame Adele already marked for 2k. We're at 4 casts now. Are we going to cast the Asura again? Oh, brutal. 5 casts. Rose is going to trigger Chocolate, I would imagine. John going to stack it to put a second counter on Chocolate. Yep, there it is. Asura getting everybody back up. Rosa reveals herself. John, I think, trying to figure out a way to do this and still get in some damage. Playing the Fina, 6. Pinging for 2 more, and 2 more, and 2 more. That'll do it for Adele, and we're at 6. So I would imagine here comes Luso to, clean everything up. So technically we could still swing with the Bismarck. Drawing the Rosa off of Luso's 3-cast trigger. Atomos becoming a forward is definitely going to help get everybody up and swing away. Alright, so there comes Atomos for the first point of damage. Is he going to swing the Bismarck behind it? Gotta be a little careful. You gotta respect the haste. He's at 5 damage. He knows he runs the Merald, which could put him on 6. He's probably thinking there isn't any real other haste to be worried about that he's seen in either of these matches. So he goes ahead and swings the Bismarck, hits a Mist Dragon. And I would imagine pending Todd's draw, that'll be it. Already drew off the bounce, so he does take the Fina back, but doesn't get the draw. 2 for the Elbis, so he's going to get rid of Bismarck on 9K. There's still just so many things that can swing on John's board right now that this damage count is gonna spike real quick here. Zana. I'm gonna go Searchy off 1 cast. Grab the Chocobo Summon. John got a lot of options here. Just an absolute cluster of options. Unlikely to have lethal, interestingly enough, though. He's even deciding to activate Cerberus. He only has 4 forwards that can swing at the moment. Oh no, he has 5. I forgot Izana. Yeah. Elbis, interestingly, doesn't change anything because Atomos and Cerberus have not been made forwards yet. Gonna take the Luso out, but unless he bursts here, that's gonna do it. Because he can make the cast. Good game. That game, I can't help but talk about going back and seeing that Kieran whiff. The Kieran whiff was huge. Because Soiree opened perfectly. In fact, one of the extra cards you got to ditch was a second Amber. Like, it doesn't get better than that. And you slapped him with aggression. You put Althea into damage 1. You kept the aggression going. You throw the Kieran down, and it's like, he threw it in main 1. Why? Because if he gets the Merald, he's going to get extra damage. You know, he's not going to get both effects, but if he gets a Vesvia, he'll draw 1. If he gets Squall, he'll have options there. If he gets the Merald, he doesn't get the break, but he has a hasty forward. If he gets the Irwin, he's going to get a discard of 1, and John had like 2 or 3 in hand, so his options weren't good. Like, it was absolutely the right play, but then seeing it whiff was like, and I even said to the stream as we were going, I was like, I think we're going to look back on that as, unless something drastic happens on Todd's side, that's the loss right there, is Kieran whiffing. What a great match. John's going to head to the top table. We're still waiting to find out who wins the 2-3 matchup, so we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, we are back for the finals, the grand finals. Timer started. We've got Yanis back on stream on the left with the real Zonde, and Climus from the previous match on the right with his mono wind, playing for 1-2 here at Top Deck Cards and Games in Pleasant Hills, Pennsylvania. If you're over here, stop by, say hi, talk to Winnie, Ethan, and the team. Throw them a little cash, support your stores, you know how it is.
There you go.
Winner here, taking home a Zack promo and some other prizes too. Looks like Yanis is begrudgingly keeping. Only keeping because his dad's making him. Alright, we open up on mono win side with Imagine That at Northtallen. Pretty predictable grab here, I would imagine. Yep, there she is. There's Althea. We got a Zidane headed to the break zone for a Zidane. And an Alua throwing up the aggro. And a Squall throwing the aggro right at Climus.
Yeah.
Not even letting him finish shuffling, just announcing combat mid-shuffle.
Oh, Squall is going to give himself.
I mean, this is exactly what you kind of want to do against a mono wind. Althea is not going to matter. He already has it. Bismarck could have implications later. And Lulu. Mono wind already on 3, focusing, looking at the board and seeing 6 damage if he doesn't do something here.
1 and 2.
Yep. Doing at 5:30. It's fine. Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear it on the video here, but yes, just said, please don't play King Tycoon. Please don't play King Tycoon. Show me a King Tycoon and I'll scoop.
I mean, listen, he has the CP for it, all right?
All right, here comes Atomos. Hoping to get some activations here. Atomos already potentially online as a blocking forward if need be. Althea coming down. Makes sense. Althea is going to get one up. Atomos will take care of the other.
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to take that one. That's it.
And there goes the Typhon coming down. Not a forward yet, so that has no attack phase implications. But Squall going to go 5th in the deck here.
There's lots of things when we die like that. Confirm there's 4.
Atomos does present problems right now. Just a draw 2 and pass. Yeah. Alua and Zidane a little too tiny. No backups for Alua. Gives Climus a chance to think about potentially putting out bodies. Looks like he's going to. This is the Asura, dulls the Northtallen for the Rosa. Althea Online changes some things too, brings new implications. Yanis drawing for turn, taking a peek at the break zone. Does he have a play there? Can't quite see what he has in all of his hands.
I do not personally know what he's next.
Gotta figure out the Atomos. Putting him on 3 damage hurt. Just gonna draw 2, pass again. 2 consecutive draw 2 and passes. Not the aggression he wanted to continue with. However, he does know he's going to draw the Squall next turn if he doesn't take any damage this turn. Climb is still in top deck mode, but has a little bit of a more fleshed out board at least. Able to stave off the early aggression. Now can he fully stabilize and start aggression of his own?
I hit you with 3 hasty forwards on turn 1. Everything about this game is weird. Cast 1 Alexander.
Cast 1 Alexander. Get a new card. See what that was. Did it help? We don't know.
There is a battle phase.
On 1 cast, so nothing for Atomos to do yet. Just passes back. 2 in hand. Alright, so now Yanis at 6 cards. Has to do something here, right? You would think. The Atomos was enough to stop the aggression. The Typhon took care of the most aggressive character. And then Rosa holding the line with her monster friends.
Tom, I never said that you didn't. You did.
Yanis off of 2 consecutive draw 2 passes. Now draws 2 for this turn is at 6. Gotta do something.
You're like scratching your arm. like switching Fenrir for like anything that can happen in a casino, and it's just. I'm excited. I wasn't gonna go for drugs.
They got plenty of resources in his hands. Still just trying to map it out. Alright, discarding 2. Squall and Tifa playing the selfie. The recovery is going to be Squall. Makes sense.
She's fire forward. Good question. Fire forward.
Now starting a little bit of a backup game. Not a game that Yanis particularly wants to play in this matchup. And he just passes. Although getting a few backups down does start to give Lua implications. Not massive ones yet. And of course Rosa has the ability to make herself immune to targeting. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sugar. Whoa.
Calimus looking down a little bit of an awkward hand. Looks like he's got Lulu and Zidane and Luso. I think the 4th one might be a Bismarck. Unsure.
Like tired, just slapped me in the face out of nowhere.
Alright, so here comes Lulu. Lulu, first cast of the turn. Still got to ditch 1 for her cost. Yeah, it was a Bismarck. Gonna take back the Alexander. Nope. Changes his mind. Takes back the Asura. Or Asura, if you prefer. It's Final Fantasy. We've all got different pronunciations. Dull the Althea. Nope. Not dulling the Althea. Now redulling the Althea. casting the Asura, taking Ash back, and Atomos will get those backups up. Looks like Yanis wants to respond. He's Brunhildering on the stack. Getting rid of the Lulu. Gets the card for his troubles. Asura is going to reclaim Ash, and Atomos will still get the backups up, so none of that changes, but we do get the Lulu off the table. Presumably the Lulu trigger isn't going to have implications for this turn. Rosa on third cast gets everybody up for Ash coming in. And Luso coming in to draw a card on fourth cast. We're starting to do wind things. There's the card draw.
That's a lot of progress, even though it isn't good enough.
This is over here.
Luso coming back to hand. Fifth cast is going to trigger Rosa's reveal. Chocobo will also draw a card. An Ochu comes in. Interesting. So now... So you probably should have just given Rosa the protection. Just give it to her, right? Since Ochu was going to get him up anyway? Or maybe you're a little nervous to put the Althea down in case there's a response.
So there's like multiple reasons I want to buy another one. Jesus Christ. I want to buy another one so that I have other options.
Cast number 6. Going to try and draw a card again. Plenty of cards to draw. Here goes Althea down again. Nope. Trying to see if he can get that 7th cast off. Would have a few attackers that could sneak in there. Althea back the Luso.
God dang it, Bob. Anyways, yeah, that's fine.
Sitting at 6. He's got the Luso. As the board stands right now, he's got to ditch one to play it, though. I'm going to go to combat first, declare Atomos a forward, and get everybody back up that way.
I mean, if you're not getting it now, then that's revealing that.
Now the Luso is a free cast off of the Norshtallen. You don't have to give up a card.
I didn't know that happened, but also I didn't play it here on Wednesday.
Now Yanis takes the damage.
Who all shows up for that?
And all of a sudden, things start swinging the other way. So now we get Althea out, reactivate Norshtallen. That's cast 7. Luso going to come down, draw a card, and clear this board. Provided no response. You do have to respect the Amat. It is a mono fire deck. He's got 3 cards in hand. I mean, it costs you everything if you have it to keep Zidane and Alua. You get rid of the Luso, but they're still going to get a card.
That is the most popular. I don't like the chaos warrior. I think that was one in hand.
Do you have any Painbow ones? There's one called Painbow.
He does. Plays the Amat. Amat's the 8k ability. Still going to get the card. Saves his forwards. Ends turn and gets the draw off Ash. Alright, Yanis now seeing if he can turn the aggression back on. going to be a little challenging now at this point. Looks like wind is fairly stabilized, not in their ideal setup, but stable enough.
I have returned over. There's no reason not to use it.
Is that rolling up?
I look at Bingo and Caroline. Whoa, what are we doing here?
So again, I have a command.
I know you do.
Overpay for the Zack, just to avoid the discard at the end.
I want to get a second command. No, you turn card sideways, right?
Get out a bigger body, and no abilities though.
Choice is a requirement, and discard is a
Alright, so you got 3 forwards, including Ochu there. You got the ability to turn a Tomos into a forward. Typhon's still not online.
God, that would actually make things so much easier for me, honestly. Like, a Tomos is a real problem.
Here comes Cerberus on 1 cast. Giving up another Norse Talon for it. Alright, that's 2 casts. Tomo's going to bring everybody up. 2 backups up. As we search off of Slitskin. Bringing out the Luso. Probably going to try to draw a card here. I mean, the board is literally Climus's right now. The board is the board. Not going to be any surprises for wind right now. Alright, 3rd cast. Gonna draw a card. Rosa gonna bring all the backups up for the 3rd cast. Can he get to 7 to do it again? That's gonna help. The Alexander on 4th cast is gonna draw 2. Double Dryad. Not exactly what you want to see when you're trying to build to 7. Delving 2. Dryad gonna pay the extra, so you can go ahead and get the card here. You end up using a Dryad to take out a target you were gonna try to take out with a 7 cast Luso anyway. The reveal doesn't help, but he gets to take the Asura to hand. The Rosa reveal on 5th cast. And we're swinging again. Here comes a Tomos, trying to activate everybody again. Everybody's up. Takes the damage. No bursty, no bursties. And then here comes Rosa. Alright, some resources. Resources are always good.
He's a Chad. You can kind of just like do whatever.
Yanis doing he's doing a think. He's doing a think. What do I want to take from this break zone of trash?
I heard that. Mr. Commentary.
Reduce the cost of Remora by 2. Now, Cecil packs pay 2 more. So this is that's just resolving. This is reduced by 7k. Reduced by 7k. Plus 7k. This is part of the cost. This is part of the Cecil packs. Basically, that's the summary. I think so. Is 12.
Nothing really stops Climbus here from just continuing the onslaught. So Ash coming in. There goes a Bosch. Ochu behind it. There goes another Zack. Typhon now online with 3 win backups. Does its job. Looked like we had a little question about backup number. It is 3. You're fine. Puts Yanis and Fire on 4. Running the Bosch probably for Megisa play. Althea bounces back Luso. Presumably we're going to, play the Althea for cast number 6, play the Luso for cast number 7, and clear that board. Looks like a GG game 2 coming up here. Yeah, we did the clear. Even if Yanis at 6 damage draws his Zonde, he doesn't have the CP to play it. Draw a card off the Ash. I would imagine this is going to be a draw and scoop. Yeah, game 2. Here we go. It started so hopefully, and Wind was able to stabilize. Not with the ideal configuration, but stabilize enough.
It's pretty impressive to stabilize off of literally just that one card.
Yeah, I thought I'd speculated on the stream that maybe that first turn should be 2, not 3. But yeah, yeah, it's 6 of 1.
He has to get there.
He just has to kind of hope you don't have it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're playing mono wins, so it's still I just have to figure the best way around it.
And once he was able to get rid of the Squall, the bodies were too small to overcome a Tomos.
Even with, Squall can't target that.
Right, but Squall at least gives the buff so that he can at least keep swinging. You know, once a Tomos hit the field and Squall left, he couldn't swing anymore. Where Squall at least would have given him 1 ping, 1 ping, 1 ping. Or at least attempted pings.
We talked about this. Yeah. You would think I want to go fast, but I actually want to go really slow. Get some time hits in there.
So, one of the few times you'll see Mono Wind beat a 3 forward turn 1 there. Yeah. Alua with no backups and Zidane is like, well, just put out Luso and I can't swing.
I can get around Luso.
Going to game 2 here.
Oh, yeah.
Not much got that, but
Not a lot of good
All right, game 2, Climbus starts with the mulligan.
because like if he doesn't want to buy a structure, like he'll have to do now. So
Yanis going to keep, draws 1 for turn. Here we go. There goes a Bosch and a Zack. There goes not a Bosch and a Zack. There goes a Zonde for a Bosch and an Alua. And a Zack and a backup. Bosch and Alua coming to field on from Zonde. Bosch gonna deal some damage.
We're not going to deal 9k to something.
We're gonna decline the X burst for obvious reasons. And now we bust out the Dragon. And let's see. So, Yanis 3 forwards turn 1 in game 1, but they were little baby bitty forwards. Game 2, he decides, I like the strategy, I didn't like the cast. And so he changes the actors this time around. And he says, go ahead and put out a Tomos. I'm still swinging. I just looked over at the table and saw Climus with his lower lip stuck out. He's not a happy camper right now. And there's something I'd love to say on stream, but I'm within earshot of the players right now, so I can't.
Take that back.
Decides he wants the foil dragon instead of the regular. Swings with a hasty Alua, and we're off 1-1.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Nope.
All right, this stream. I don't. We're gonna see an awesome turn 1 here.
I don't want to talk about it.
We're about to see an incredible turn 1 from Mono Wind. Watch, a 7 cast turn 1. Bye, Zonde. Yanis burns the store down.
So this is what I have. From what do you think, Amy? This is first place, correct?
That, and there should be a mat that goes
the
with
mat.
it, and then the box goes to second place.
Would these be the other things?
Those would go to 2 of them to 3rd and 1 of them to 4th,
Two of
and then
them
the
to-
packs on top of that.
Gotcha.
Rumor gatherer.
And I have to pay all my crystals for that.
Climus mapping out the wind math here and coming up with 0, or close to it. Well, I mean, you have 7 cards in hand. You always have a turn at that point. Not a good turn. Let's see what way he goes here. A little pinned by his mulligan.
And now you play the never is. Now we got. Oh, he's not the expert.
Okay.
You're not even playing it.
Like this doesn't feel good, but you've got to start.
And that's all. He's broken first. We're bad.
Both our games have been very weird.
Sarah? So draw a card. Lana.
Dropping the Althea, unfortunately, feels bad. We already saw this once on stream with Corey's Icewind deck. Not a great way to open up here. And the aggression is going to be on here. Yanis swinging at least 3 times, depending on what's in his hand. Might even get more than that. Ditches 4 for the dragon. Heads to combat. Whoops. Norshtalon. Oh, that Chocobo Sam. 3 straight backups. Found the backups. Chocobo, Norshtalon, Chocobo Sam.
That's not a lot for
Lord, give me the strength of the map of this man.
Yes.
Oh my God! This is why I need
You gotta jack it up the tension, you know.
It's interesting. It is interesting. Climus does actually have to do some math.
remove all characters in the free zone. Yep. You want to play against this, or you want to play something else?
I don't mind. I want to just be here this Saturday.
Oh yeah. I don't. No. I will pull up. Yeah, exactly.
Would it change anything if I
I do. I
Lots and lots of thinking.
It's petty, but it's fun sometimes.
This is I can't use water.
All right, here we go. The play line starts. Chocobo and Althea for Rosa. Cast 1. Yanis looking across the board saying, if you clear this board, I'm burning this place down. On one cast from the Rosa, Ochu hits the field, paying with the Asura, activating Althea. We're at 2, but no Atomos, so the board stays the way it is. Ochu gets Althea up. Here comes Luso for 1 cast and a draw. Rosa gets the 1 backup up. Hashtag value. Go Rosa. We're at 3 casts. Ditches from hand to play the Alexander. Drawing 2. 4 casts. Trying to get that 5th cast off here to trigger Rosa. Seeing if he's got the resources to do it. We're going to start by taking Luso back.
Is he still on that same turn?
Yeah. Yeah, he's about to get 5th cast, or he's going to try to here.
Getting a structure that can be best starting point is just not available. And they're being resold for like the cheapest one being resold.
Luso comes down on cast 5. Going to draw a card and Rosa's trigger at the same time here. He's going to do Rosa first. Lulu coming to the field. So this string has relied on basically 2 huge RNG chances so far. It's going to Chocobo back the Luso, draw a card, and that's going to be the 6th cast. Unreal. And here comes Luso for cast 7. Clears the board. Gets a card for their trouble. You know, I don't know why everyone complains about mono win. Watching this match, clearly it's fair. Clearly it's fair.
This game is so stupid. I was thinking to myself, if I draw a Luso, do I get there?
That whole turn had 2 RNG moments,
I know.
and you hit them both.
I know.
Titus.
I have no cards.
Yeah, so I'm gonna remove 5.
All right, Titus hits the field, so we're going to turn over 5 fire cards and blow something up.
8K on. Yep. To do no cards in hand.
The board is totally Climus, or totally Yanis's right now.
Yeah, 8K Rosa.
Got to get rid of the Rosa. Makes sense. Headed to combat. Is he going to mill 2 for the dragon?
He provides a knight of
What's that?
He will.
Beatrix.
Hey, I gotta build suspense.
I know.
Or gives all my knights.
What am I taking off?
And whenever another knight comes in, also 2 ticks. Also, she can reduce the next knight I play by 2.
Remember, this, I thought it was just a stay alive for the turn. Not
Agris will reduce by 2. Agris effect. I control that princess, so I don't.
Titus pinging Luso, Dragon's ability.
If I control party mobilia, I reduce.
Climus taking 0.5.
It was either that one or the one that might just
Milling 2 here, so Dragon becomes a forward.
swing.
I didn't hear the target there, but I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, it just passes at that point.
yeah, he could be my BL.
All right, so as impressive as the previous win turn was, Climus in some danger now. Climus staring down, just staring down lethal unless he casts 7 again.
With 2 cards in hand, guaranteed.
And even at that point, Dragon still stands, so it's a bit of a rough spot.
She's just Nick.
Drive currently doesn't have 6K. Which would be not what I do rather than what a shit show.
100% fair.
Oh, okay.
Yes, those 2 for that.
Obviously, you don't have to do this. I can't play you.
Tom just looks like so.
Do that.
I know. I have a gap which is like
3, 2, 1.
I need to build 2 cards, but I don't have this.
That was one with Jesse. That was like.
So like, let's say I'm attacking.
Climus staring down what is most likely a scoop here.
That's I mean, that's good. This is technically that's why I was.
I mean, you have to assume that Yanis, you got to respect the haste, you got to respect the pings. There's just so much going on. It's not dead on board yet, but pretty close.
I knew I was dead no matter what, so I was just hoping he didn't.
I mean, listen,
play combo.
if I take it, we can flip for round 3. I'm just saying.
Forgotten before. I will never forget it.
Want to flip for it?
Still one of the best moments in Final Fantasy TCG. You're down 6-1. Why would I flip for it?
That way you don't have to choose.
That's what I'm saying, like.
That was a good game.
Yeah, man.
It just happens.
Congrats on 4th place.
Thanks.
Imagine like Brooks.
Todd got his game.
Cool. All right, so we 3rd and 4th finished. Todd ended up with Suarez in 3rd. Matt finished with Avalanche in 4th.
So even if I bounce and get birds, I can survive.
You shall not have. It's like a collection of beverages just in a little pot.
I threw mine away. I was a good citizen.
Climus still trying to think, is there a way to just get another turn? Althea on Lulu.
And I would not have thought about it. I'm going to talk about it on the way down.
He's like, where the hell are you?
Althea on Lulu. Bounces Lulu back to hand. Gonna ditch 2 to replay the Lulu. Taking back. Chocobo. It's 1 cast. And he passes back. Now we know what's in his hand.
Oh, you can set still, right?
The Hasty Zidane. That's probably gonna do it. Pinging Ochu.
What do I do?
So I'm gonna throw Ochu into the block. and bounce it back to hand and draw a card.
Oh Jesus! But he was. I knew this was one of my last.
Dragon becomes a forward, and that's the end for Climbus. And now it's tied 1-1.
Oh, that worked just the time. I'm glad that we both scooped in similar fashion.
Yeah. Yanis learns that if you cast an ensemble show, just cast bigger actors, and takes the win. 20 minutes left in round for round 3.
They on 3 big names.
They're on 3, yeah. Final game.
Don't worry about it. He enters. He dealt.
Yeah, that was a very good game.
Yeah, I don't know. That game was weird because it was going to go totally differently.
What's that?
that?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Alright, we had to take a few minutes there just to prize out 3rd and 4th because some of the West Virginia crew had to drive back. Thank you so much to West Virginia and our Erie sister crews coming down, having some fun, hanging out, playing for a Zack promo.
Who's the real winner? So they're complaining about how I lose with 1 card.
Is there potential that 2 people left?
Corey Kunkel left and one other left. I don't remember. Who left? Corey and who else? Taylor, yeah.
So these are theirs.
They'll be back next Sunday. You just want to set them aside. It's Corey K and Taylor. I mean, or you could just stack on their accounts whatever it is, $8 in credit, and if they want those, they can grab them next week.
I told me it was this Zack. Oh, it's the 4-drop Zack. Oh, I don't care about that.
Oh, I thought it was the 1-drop Zack too.
Here for that's it.
Nice. All right, final game of the day. Here we go. I seriously would like to play a few matches tonight before you go back to RIT, if that's okay, since I haven't played at all today. Unless you're just not in the mood.
Not right now.
No, tonight. Yeah. Being streamer and coordinator, I haven't got to play a card all day. All right, so we would assume that Climbus is probably going to go first here to finish us off.
I know you.
I'm a simp, dude. What do you want from me?
Don't be a simp. Don't.
And here we go. This settles it. Zack promo on the line. Matt on the line. Deckbox on the line. Mulligan, and I'll drop them all so I get a free shuffle. I think that's what was Yanis' strategy there.
You know it, the cheating strategy.
Climbus having none of it, says pick those up. And draws 1 for turn, and here we go. Turn 1 Norstalen seems like a good way to do things in green. Giving up the Dryad and the Asura. And we're off. Here we go.
Resources in mono wind? Never. No, there's no such thing. Everything is free or plus because you're mono wind. It's like playing DNF.
If you don't, if you don't,
Oh, that was not a call I was
if
expecting to hear today.
you don't have what you need, just go get it. All right, let's see what Yanis does turn 1 this time. His first turn this time.
I feel like Captain America over here.
All right, we're gonna go with a Kojin. Paying with a Brunhilde and a Luneth. And we pop a Zack or an Idolus.
It's not underneath.
Takes the Idolus.
I think it's like 4 less. Fire forward of cost 4
No,
less.
you just have to activate it for its cost. You don't get to cheat.
Oh.
That should make more sense. Well, if it ends up being one of your life cards, you get to play it. So it being good, then that's just kind of like a big icing on it. If you will.
All right, turn 2 for Climus in wind, and he doesn't have to worry about board clearing here, so he might he might do more typical wind things. Here comes out the getting Norstallman back up.
Another day.
Don't even give me that. You were not casting 7 cards instead. Go.
Twitter talk.
Lots of cards in Yanis's hand. Let's see where he goes this time.
You get 2 more. Now you can make big stuff.
It'll just not have what you want.
Yes. Look at this deck I'm playing.
Yeah, that is true.
What does everybody want? They're stalling! What does everybody need? They're stalling!
Some friendly banter between number 1 and 2 right now. All right, we rush out the dragon.
He's scary.
Go ahead.
Gives us a little pokey pressure.
Can I only have the counter cards in
Climate's going to pay the wind card that activates a monster's ability of your opponents, and then play 9 cards for the board wipe to get rid of that dragon. And end turn with 4 cards in hand. Seems legit.
Sounds real.
Not worth. You can just kill it with the Azora. You don't need to commit to Dawn, so then you can just do.
Gentlemen, you are at 12 minutes in round. And that's giving you 2 minutes back for the photo.
Are you saying both our games were a total of 10 minutes long?
No, both of your games were a total of about 48 minutes long. Your first 2 rounds. So it was like 20 each.
Okay.
It's because he has to sit there and do 14 minutes worth of math.
That's true.
Atomo's getting 2 back up.
Yeah. Because if I have to pull anything, you might as well pull something.
And we're going to go grab Chocolate
Yep.
off of Mr. Sam to you.
My favorite character in Final Fantasy. Even better than Billy Bob?
And here comes Chocolate. We're at 4 win backups. We're where we want to be if we're John.
You know how those cards are really scary?
So we've kind of missed our opportunity for pure aggression here.
You're telling me.
I have to get rid of 6 of my 6 mana, go back to my pile. Everything dies. That is what just happened. Everything dead. What you want? He's 12,000 too.
Yanis unsure with... Has to check his hand size there.
Gotta do something with something.
I don't know what I want to do.
Well, sorry.
coming out in a little weird order for Yanis, apparently. Lots of thoughts going on here today.
Attack right.
Baron has haste. He's like, you do the cards, but he also gains, can draw a card on it. I can discard cards to give him 2k power.
Making the dragon a forward and swinging. Whoops. Burns a chocobo. Not a bad burn.
And if it's both elements, he gets
Made some fried chicken in the damage zone.
period. Very effective.
He cooked the naked bird.
Discard pass.
Oh, okay. A discard 1 pass. An aggressive deck does the least aggressive thing in the game. I think Climus, just confused by the discard and pass, doesn't even know what to play now. Tosses out the Rosa, cast 1.
Unless it's a water fire like Gawain here, in which case he gets 4.
And just passes. Don't need a counter for casts if you're just gonna pass. Alright, Yanis, sticking with the plan of the last 3 turns, should be expected to discard 2 and pass. If I've caught on to his strategy. Oh, we're dulling a backup. Hold on. Ooh, +1 to fire forwards. Busting out the Opus 1 anthems. Don't see them often.
Getting gone is good.
We'll just pass to you.
Okay.
Here we go.
2. Still in main 1.
Turning Dragon into a forward, making it clear that he was not leaving main 1 to do that.
Yeah, never know.
Possibly looking to mill something that he's looking for into his break zone. Guess not. Goes to attack prep, swings the dragon. Althea, kind of a happy thing for Climus to see, actually. Go to the damage zone at this point, rather than draw it. Climus plays the Dane, so we can all see what the hell's going on in Yanis' hand.
Launching my girlfriend.
He's like hesitating to tilt it. Like, it's just. I think he's going to use his 1 no per game on this one. A little house rule we have here where you can use 1 no per game. And I'm pretty sure Yanis is going to use it now.
Your opponent cannot legally consent to this.
Yes.
Wrong.
Problem is, do I want you to take the card?
Character card. Well, it's not allowed.
So has Yanis just been stuck with an odd hand? Does he have like a half playable line and not all the pieces? Like, what is going on here? And could Zidane disrupt that if that's the case? Can't decide if he actually wants to reveal or not. I think Yanis is starting the car. He's just going to leave. Yeah. 5 Minfilias in his mono fire deck. The memes that will never die.
And then you whatever your forward is, that's the question.
Some days will stop being funny. It doesn't mean we'll stop saying it.
Exactly. Exactly. Doing something here. Just organizing some cards. It's gonna Brunhilde, targeting the Zidane. 3 in hand will keep Zidane small. We're gonna bounce him back. Amat Zonde. So I assume he didn't have quite the targets he wanted for Zonde and was trying to wait and mill them into existence, and it just didn't pan out.
Very good. It's a good target.
On this board state,
Getting rid of one of the Amats makes a lot of sense.
The tree to my right. I'm John Lennon.
Plays out the Althea again, gets the activations, gonna dive back in and probably take out the Zandy this time. Rosa gets everybody up for that third cast. And passing turn. We are at the 2-minute warning.
You got the time this one. Are you honest question?
What?
Do we have the time this one?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Looking at the board state, I think you'd be fine.
can also kill the big card.
Like in case of Dane.
I can just block.
Goes big on Zidane. It's in damage.
It makes it so I have to waste these guys instead of just like.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That means now if you decide to, I have to spend money.
Other meeting your dad, I just pictured it the whole story.
Well, there is a true story because my uncles have.
The only reason I had it timed was for the courtesy of the store, that's all.
So we are using time?
Just please try to play quick.
I was gonna say, 'cause that depends on my attack. So it's like one of those things. But if I have like time, I'm not attacking this turn.
Yeah, keep going back to 6.
Actually, wait.
I'm just gonna.
Chopper.
Okay. 4 in hand?
Yeah.
For extra food, yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Hysterical at man.
Without the push, and it's like questionable.
Dangerous.
I only have 9.
Because I know I'm seeing a damage back.
Now you can't block.
He just found out. Well, no.
Selfie?
See the fire deck at 4 backups. It's hard to catch that in the wild. Here comes Zonde. Take it to hand and see what we can do with it. Roll Chocolate to get a counter. We're ready to draw on that if we want to.
This is what I was thinking of doing.
I would also be taking advantage of this card. Because if I can't block, you should just do 1.
And we're going to do it. We're going to draw.
Events are very powerful.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Moves to end and discards 2.
Yes, and then my turn will start.
Wait, this is at the, okay.
Yeah,
And,
Yes.
Attack prep.
And then you take a point of damage.
Huh? Can I have your promo?
Yeah. No.
And attack prep. Tifa becoming a forward.
It's like, oh yeah.
it and it died? Okay.
Swinging Tifa.
Kill your opponent.
I'm gonna use Dryad and nuke that shit on the stack. Is he gonna draw the card? Probably. No, he doesn't have the resources to.
Which would have probably killed like Gawain and anything like that, but
Yeah, and then I would have ended up with like.
then you would have died.
Yeah, I would have just.
Draw one, draw two.
Yeah, that's probably.
Oh, let's secure the kill then.
Exactly 10.
Yep, it's exactly 10? Okay. So he did have 10 to remove for the draw.
Make 2 at a dragon forward.
6 for Idolus. Pull back, 8 fire forward, 4 less. Furion.
Fire passing back to win.
Field. Enter battle. Furion. Attack declaration. Effect, I draw a card.
So there's a couple things I need to like run you by. So
Yes, only effect.
yeah. So when it comes to playing one piece,
On stack.
for one, you really need to be
Yeah,
be a
that's
bad
good.
card.
And
Very good.
better trade.
Very important. They are.
Really just got a Rosa and a Tomos out on board.
First things first, do you want to play Red Green Law or do you want to play?
Attack with the lead up.
They're both decently hard to go.
I'm gonna start the turn with a 1-drop Alexander for cast 1, draw a card. And we start the Atomos and Rosa counts.
Also, bring your stuff. Are you coming to play Wednesday?
10, 10, 10, 6.
I mean, I have all my stuff on, but it's not.
Oh, wait, yeah, can I see it all? No, this is not your Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, this is One Piece stuff.
Yeah, same shit that.
Why need different stuff now?
Second cast, Luso. Rolls so Atomos can activate.
It's just sitting raw in here.
Yes.
Gonna bounce back the Luso, no cast. Still at 2. I would imagine. There she is. We see her right back down for cast 3. Everybody's gonna get up off of Rosa. Althea's got an activation trigger in there as well. So we'll stack Chocolate to get the counter in between the 2 activations.
Might as well enter the field. Target one.
Luso comes in, cast 4, gonna draw a card.
They'll freeze. Yep, Gawain swings.
That's
and then
cast 4.
Because this is silly. Oh, that was still.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah. I love the big boys. They can just aggro.
Bismarck cast 5, which pretty much guaranteed there's a Bismarck on top of his deck now.
100% is a Bismarck on top of my card. This is how the game works.
Bismarck. Bismarck. Bismarck.
Oh, he actually gets the backup. Thought for sure he was walking into a Bismarck.
He's only done it twice today.
It's even an IKS trade.
Correct. Never been so. I have so many card games in my backpack. I have Argent Saga, Ice Schwartz, One Piece, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! Standard, Yu-Gi-Oh! Goat. I have Yu-Gi-Oh!
And we start the damage train now on Yanis's side of the board. I didn't hear Final Fantasy in that backpack.
Didn't say there was a deck of a card game that doesn't even exist anymore in the backpack.
Oh yeah, I heard Argent Saga, but not Final Fantasy? Come on. It's like,
I don't even know how you get an Argent Saga deck anymore.
yeah. I got Wyvern decks, I got Rage decks, Vampire the Masquerade, Jihad. you play Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy is a card game?
I don't think you understand how many people ask.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know exactly.
How do you play? It's like,
All right. Giannis kind of with his back against the wall a little bit here. Needs to make a move. This is just slowly going to get away from him if he doesn't. But what move? A hasty Alua with some backups. That could be have some implications here. Gonna nuke the Alua. Not get a card this time. Yeah, one cast counter because you never know. It just might get the 7 on your turn.
it might get the 2 for a tone.
True.
Yeah. I'll cast 5 on your turn.
Cast 6, back attack Luso. I hate this game.
Make 2 at a dragon forward.
Mills that dragon in a backup to make the dragon a forward. Swing and marking Bismarck for 4. Climate's taking the damage, giving up a Lulu in the process. Got 2 for a Zandy. Gonna take the damage and presumably hit that Bismarck and finish it off. Or at least try to. Gives up a Zandy for it. Hitting the dragon for 2 on its way out.
Now you just gotta play Silver Swords.
I know.
Yeah, the problem is.
Planning on taking a break.
Go ahead.
Still.
Yeah, the problem is I have to get you from 2 to dead, and that's just not gonna happen. The way this is. Sorry. Okay, that's what I got in case. I've literally been staring at it.
Cast 1.
A cast 1 Bismarck after getting rid of the previous one.
Enter combat.
Tomo's going to be coming in here. Stack the counter on Chocolat and activate.
Come on, EX first.
And Climate's going in with Rosa, too. Oh, that's a rough damage.
Use that to
Does 2 damage, plays a Bismarck, rolls a counter, and ends with just a dull Atomos. Total fairness. Ash hitting the board. It's almost triggers as well for second cast. Luso coming in for the draw. Rosa waking everybody up. Getting another counter and a card, and everybody's awake.
the end.
Yeah.
The partner loses the bounce.
Bismarck gonna do some bouncy things, bringing Luso back in end phase.
Drop a mash.
Get the draw from Ash, and now we got hand size concerns. There we go. All right, let's find that Shantoto.
Bro, if only it were so simple.
Let's find that Susano.
It's a little more manageable.
A little more likely, maybe.
So what you do is you just play 3 Shantoto, discard 1 to pay for the other.
Yeah. Just never go below 2 hand size, ever. Yin is thinking, but not even looking at his cards. What a flex move.
I think it's actually a cry for help. He's hoping
That could be that.
long enough, they'll change.
It could be that
I've done
too.
that too often and they've never changed. I get a little mad about it.
You gotta keep trying.
Exactly.
Walk
keep
away
trying.
for a second.
Or I'm gonna pee
Like,
myself.
I'm really wondering if there's some way I can get through anyway.
You get 4 points this turn.
The stream that's not even live anymore. It's just a recording because we were having frame drop issues. Hmm. I don't know enough about either of these decks to say anything important, so instead I'm just going to comment that things look kind of rough right now. I won't even say for who, though, because I don't want anybody to feel bad.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
The answer is everybody feels bad.
Sit in the parking lot and make my life for a little bit because my phone died.
If you actually do the QR code.
Well, that's just for Discord. That's not for Instagram. I'll tell you what our Instagram is. I'm not sure what it's off the top of my head.
Got some mental math going on now.
Oh yeah, they closed like an hour ago. I don't think so.
Not seen often from the aggressive fire deck, so. The very least plans are being made.
I would have been happier if you put me at damage 5.
Oh, I know. I very much know. No more 2 drops coming out.
You have me covered.
I was told to, and I made precisely 2 comments because I don't know what I'm doing.
Dang, I guess I should have taken over.
Just
something.
lots of win cards get up. That's all you got to talk about.
These ones look green, these ones look red.
Yeah.
Good enough for
It's
me.
Christmas.
I said,
You missed absolutely nothing.
I said things look bad, and then
Is
I
it
made
still
one
the
intelligent
same
remark.
turn?
Yes, it's still staring.
Are you still in main 1?
Yep.
Magisa. Pretty sure Climb is thinking about pinging it for Yanis. He's like, I'll just.
Can we coach?
You say that like you'd be of any help right now.
You can coach from outside the building.
There's nothing anyone can do about this. Even the people playing the game don't know what they're doing.
Today's my first time playing Final Fantasy.
Are you shut?
Don't break Kojin.
We're going to break Kojin and dig a little bit. Yanis looking for something. We got a Bosch and a Titus. Makes sense. Looks to get Bosch in other ways. Not playing that from hand in this list from what we've seen today, unless he has the another Bosch. Lunith. little bit of a threat there.
Attack phase. Okay. Attempt to enter attack phase.
Wants to go to attack phase. Clima says, hang on, bro. Let's, I'm going to use my valid no and keep this in main 1 for a second.
You were paying for 6K, right?
Correct. As next step.
You have a 1 card in hand?
Correct.
Bismarck going up to 2. Bismarck going up to 2. Sure.
They're still dull.
Okay, so you're.
Luna's been pinged for 4 so far.
Ping for 2, ping for 2, and sure goes last.
On top of or Sir? I'm gonna Ifrit my Megissa.
That is
Pinging the Megissa with the Ifrit for the free play while all the win forwards are down.
So you ping it, and then you do the thing?
Yeah, and then after this resolves, I'm gonna
Immediately?
do the search.
Megissa dragging to field Ferris.
1K to the board.
Gonna Fina the 1K off of Ferris, not letting Megissa get a second search and play off of there.
Okay, so this is resolved. This is on the field. I guess I do get the search.
And at this point, we still have an Asura on the stack, a Lunith that has taken 4K, and a Megissa that's taken 5. Is it 6? Okay. How's it 6?
No.
No, Luna, the Ferris was Fina'd.
I
No,
beat
yeah, we're still
Yeah,
in main 1 right now.
yeah.
We haven't even
Oh, I
got
know.
to attack yet.
Yeah, somebody was trying to correct me on the board state,
Okay, so.
but they were not correct.
Yep, you still have to get it. That's
Okay, so 2K ping here.
Which is a 6K.
Yep.
I pinged it. I did 2K, sure it activate 2.
Okay, so we're gonna do off of the Ferris triggers 333.
There is no Ferris triggers. He Fina'd the 1K Ferris entry.
Yeah, I beat it, Demon. You beat it.
I think
Yeah,
he's
but
the
you are
triggers from a
pinging
fellow
you are
warrior
pinging
of
a
light
job
getting
warrior
hurt.
like 3 times.
No, it's only
It hasn't
one.
resolved.
Only
yet.
one.
Only
'cause
once.
These two have already.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
These 2 didn't resolve yet.
Yeah, they did.
He gave you
Oh,
a window
They did.
each time.
They did resolve. Yeah, I went ping. You said okay. I said
Oh,
ping,
you
2K.
you said you were doing these and then a Suro.
No, I
And then I
didn't
did
order.
that.
He
oh.
did them separately.
No, I didn't separately. I did
Okay,
the
well,
time.
I guess I should have clarified then, because
And I think
that,
that's the dip. I placed very only if that happens.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's what I would have done, because I assumed you were doing all of them on the stack.
No, there's no reason to.
Okay,
That's why I said ping for 2K. And wait, ping for 2K.
okay.
A little dispute on when pings happen there.
All right, well, that's frustrating, because I didn't know you had passed priority there.
I'm always passing priority, but I don't have to use it.
Okay, well, that actually would have made a difference, unfortunately. All right, so 3K on Bismarck then, I guess.
Bismarck now marked for 3.
All right.
Megissa still marked for 5.
All right, well, then we're actually just done.
Yeah. Fire Scoops. Climus takes first place. Congratulations, sir.
That's fine. I still
And second to Yanis. Congrats to you too, sir.